This episode of the Acts of Geekery Podcast is brought to you by the Mushroom Kingdom Pizzeria. Whether you just escaped the clutches of the Koopa King or just spent your day jumping over a bunch of Goombas, Mushroom Kingdom Pizza is the perfect treat to give you the one-up you deserve. Come on in and grab a slice of delicious mushroom pizza for only 5 coins all week long. And don't forget, Wednesday is Plumber's Night, half off on all items. Mushroom Kingdom Pizzeria. Eats a good! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Acts of Geekery Podcast, episode 23. I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the Brothers Geek, here to bring you all the geeky things in the world of geekdom.
Yes, all of them.
All of them. Most of them. Well, we might skip one or two here or there.
Yeah, there's a lot that we look at that we're like, that's kind of boring.
Yeah. Well, just geek is just so huge. Like, being a geek is so expansive.
Is that a fat joke?
No. No. But I can make them because I am one.
A geek or a fat joke?
Both.
You're a fat joke?
I'm a fat joke.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. People just see me and they just start laughing.
Don't worry, we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
And that boat is sinking.
Not you at home. As far as we know, you don't weigh anything. We can't tell. But let's go ahead and start this off like we always do with the news.
Are we doing this or what?
Told him you want to be alone.
We're supposed to be going over your big plan. We are still pulling the job, right? Or was the whole thing just a bluff?
Huh? I mean, right, the big plan. I'm all over the big plan. So let's go do that. What?
You gonna wash your hands?
No, 'cause I'm evil.
Ooh, it's the news. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming out from this North Korea Sony attack. I don't know if you've heard about that.
The what and the what now?
So, Sony Entertainment's putting out The Interview,
Yes.
which is the Seth Rogen, James Franco, blah, blah,
where
blah.
they get hired by like the CIA to go kill Kim Jong somebody.
Yeah, and the North Koreans are considering it an act of war.
Oh my gosh. A movie. I mean, it says something sad about your culture and or country when all it takes is a film or a comment from someone to declare war on an entire country.
Yep. That's true.
But the head of the North Korean government, Kim Jong-un, can't be seen as bad. Ooh.
Oh. Actually, you know what? They'll probably make him look like a really cool guy.
In the movie? I don't know.
I'm sure that it'll be like James Franco. They're going to kill him, and then they start partying with him, and they realize just how awesome he is.
But he won't like it.
Oh, yeah. No,
he won't like it at all because he's mentioned without his permission. Or
whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so this hacker terrorist group in North Korea went into Sony.
Which is kind of laughable because it's North Korea.
Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead and finish your story, and then I've got a funny response to this.
Okay. So they went out and they hacked into Sony Entertainment, and they've been releasing a bunch of emails and information stuff about projects and everything like that. So a lot of what we're going to get into is kind of not really rumor, more like email conjecture and everything like that. So we don't know if it's true or not, but it came from Sony, so I'm going to assume that it is true, at least for now.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, what's your response?
My response is we need to get like Anonymous or all the hackers in 4chan to go to war against them, digital war, and they lose because they don't have the manpower or, as far as I know, the intelligence.
And don't you know that the best people in the universe come from 4chan?
I don't know if they're the best, but they're pretty good at doing hacky stuff.
They're not. Wait, they're good hacky sackers too?
They also can hack really well.
Oh, good. All right. Wow, we're beating North Korean. Well, actually, I think North Koreans can hack better than we can.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into some of that Sony leak stuff. So according to the Sony leak, Marvel is in talks to bring, or like working with Sony to bring Spider-Man in for the Civil War.
We actually had this news article weeks before the hacking, so it's not really.
Well, we kind of took it as rumor, so we didn't really give much credence to it. But this is more like they're actually in talks and everything like that.
Okay.
And coming along with that, apparently Andrew Garfield is pretty much out as Spider-Man. So Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't perform as well as they thought they would, so they put the franchise on hold while they refigured everything out.
Right.
It kind of sounds like Sony doesn't know what they're doing with their character over there. They should probably give it to somebody who can do something with
We
it.
kind of already knew that, Sony.
Yeah.
It only took you 5 movies to realize this.
Hey, Spider-Man 1 and 2 were really good.
Yeah, they were goodish.
I liked them.
I would like them better if they were in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be infinitely better. But they're talking about revitalizing the franchise either with like an adult Spider-Man story, like we've said would work.
Hey, are they listening to our podcast and not sending us royalties and checks for all these great ideas? Because if so, I'm going to get my lawyer on it.
And he'll say they download it for free off the internet. They're allowed to do with what they want.
Pretty much true.
We have a lawyer. The Acts of Geekery Podcast has a lawyer.
No, it's just an action figure of
It's
Daredevil.
I was gonna say it's a Daredevil action figure, or She-Hulk.
Yep. With a little sign around him that just says "Acts of Geekery Lawyer."
Oh man, I wish. We don't even have that action figure.
I know, neither
Actually,
of us do.
I think my wife has a Daredevil action figure.
We need to go
or
hang
she has a statue at least. A
We
bust.
need to go hang a little sign around his neck. This
Yep.
is the Acts of Geekery Lawyer.
Yep, I'm writing that down.
Oh.
No, anyway, they're talking about bringing him back as an adult, and apparently Andrew Garfield was not too nice to them. He cut out on some appearances that he was supposed to make for Sony functions that really hurt people.
Whoa,
or not hurt people,
go
but
figure.
like
He becomes popular and
Yeah.
turns into a dick. Interesting.
Hey, Emma Stone, you know who's not a dick?
Me?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say you. Yeah,
Me. I'll take you out to a nice seafood dinner.
and then never call.
No,
wait,
I would
Oh,
call her
okay.
again.
All right, sorry.
I'd probably be calling her way too much. You know, then she just looks like so much fun to hang out with. Because she's hilarious and like totally awkward and goofy, just like I am.
Yeah. Let's move on from your fantasies. So they're talking.
No, let's not.
Oh, okay. We'll just sit here and think about it. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
Don't you think about it. You think of something else. I'll think about it. All right. Anyways.
Over on the lawn.
What?
No, that's that. Never mind. There's probably one person who got that Billy Madison reference and went,
I should have. I feel here. Have a Billy Madison card.
"Oh, thank you." An Adam Sandler card.
An Adam
They are
Sandler
not
card.
worth anything.
Nope.
They're like the peso of the card world.
No, and they speak in baby talk, which is weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird because none of the other cards speak at all.
All right. What else we got from? We got anything else from Sony that's been leaking? Because you said lots of news stories from Sony.
Well, there's a lot of them, but
Like-
I'm not.
like Andrew Garfield and
Yeah, so I talked about him not being Spider-Man anymore. The other thing that came out from Sony was that the Russo brothers, who directed Captain America: Winter Soldier, were emailing back and forth talking about projects that they might be able to do, and they mentioned that they were tied up with Avengers: Infinity War to direct it. So it's not going to be Joss Whedon; it's going to be the Russo brothers, which they did really good work. It would
did
make
they direct
sense.
Winter Soldier? Or did
Yes,
they write it?
Both.
Okay. And they're the ones from Parks and Rec, right?
Yes, they did some
Yeah.
Parks and Rec stuff. So
Yeah. They did a really good job.
I trust him. I'm kind of sad that Joss Whedon's not going to direct Infinity War. That kind of seems weird not to throw
But
him in there.
you're gonna get him in Age of Ultron.
That's true. That's true.
And maybe he'll do like a Thanos storyline or something. Maybe they'll get rid of James Gunn and put Joss Whedon in.
Yeah.
So speaking of
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Let's talk about this.
we've watched it twice since it came out on Tuesday. Fantastic movie.
Great show. Still 5 out of 5
Oh,
for me.
yeah.
Actually, you know what? I might have to give it 4.5 out of 5 for Nebula and Ronan.
Okay. So yes, Nebula, terrible act. I'm sorry, Karen Gillan, but you overacted the crap out of that movie.
I don't know if you were told to or not.
But it was bad.
It was bad.
And I actually like Gamora a lot more than I did the first time I saw her.
Yeah.
I
She
thought
worked a lot better.
And in fact, I actually like Ronan a little bit better than I saw him the first time.
True.
But I hate her worse. I hate Nebula worse every time I see
But
it.
that's the thing is, they won't ruin the movie for me. So
No, they're such small parts.
I'll stick with 5 just because the movie is so much fun that it can't be ruined.
Right. Well, Honest Trailers came out with their Honest Trailer version of it, and
They're like
about 20 seconds in, they're like, guys, we're really stretching here because this movie was so much fun.
yeah.
Just like with The Winter Soldier. This movie was great, so we're kind of just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Get ready for nitpicking.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyways, James Gunn came out and said, no, Guardians of the Galaxy is not part of the Avengers world. It's completely separate.
No, you're lying.
I'm sorry, James Gunn, you're wrong.
Unless he meant that it's separate in the sense that it's another part of the galaxy and they're not, they don't really deal with Earth or the Avengers stuff ever.
Yet.
Which is, that's fine. But to say that it's a completely different universe is stupid because James Gunn,
I don't know,
they're going to
don't know
put
if
Guardians in Infinity War.
I don't know if he said that it was a completely different universe. He just said it's separate from the Avengers.
Yeah.
However you want to take that, that's fine. But the way I took it was, just like when he started filming Guardians of the Galaxy, he came out and kept saying that they had problems with Marvel because Marvel wanted him to do certain things, and he wanted to make his own standalone. He didn't want to put it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And
so that seems like that's a common problem among directors because we had
then get rid of
Edgar
him.
Wright was the same way. And directors, hey, all the directors that listen to this podcast, every single one of you, just relax, would you, please? Because if you have the opportunity to be part of the greatest franchise out there right now, and to make a crap load of money doing it too.
I'm sorry, but it's the greatest set of movies ever made so far.
Yeah.
And not just in terms of quality. I'm talking about like the amount of money, popularity, storyline. I mean,
and you want to try and break away from that?
there's no other Star Wars.
You just sound like a hipster.
Star Wars doesn't even compare.
Nope. Star Wars can't.
I think they added up all the money that Marvel has made versus Lucasfilms and all their Star Wars films, and I think they were like threefold.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
So
Star Wars is one, the original 3 trilogy is one of the greatest trilogies out there, and everyone loved it.
Yeah, I will say this.
So why are you fighting Marvel on this?
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a franchise like Star Wars that draws fanatics to it, but then you've got a franchise like Marvel which draws everybody to it. There is not a demographic that Marvel is like, hey, we're really lacking in the 30 or the 55 to 80 year olds, and maybe that's it.
we have a perfect example of this. We've got our younger sister.
Yep,
she's early 20s. Me and Corey are both in our mid to late 20s.
Yep.
I've got friends in their 30s, and our parents are both over 50. So and every movie we watch from Marvel, everyone likes.
Everybody likes it.
Even Guardians of the Galaxy, which we didn't know for sure how our parents would react to it because it's kind of futuristic sci-fi, and they're not really into that as much.
Yeah.
And they both liked it.
They said it was a little confusing at the beginning, but then they kind of got into it.
But you know what? It is honestly, because there's a lot of information they're throwing at you right away.
And to be honest, there's a lot of information that's from the other Marvel movies too. James Gunn, did you expect people to know a lot about the Marvel Universe already? Well, then guess what? You're part of the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
My wife actually, when she watched it with us again, and about 3/4 of the way through it, she leaned over and she said, "Hey, I'm sorry that I was in a bad mood the first time we watched this. This is pretty fun." And I went, "Oh, okay then."
Well,
All
I mean,
right.
like an example, they're talking to Benicio del Toro, the collector, and he brings up the Infinity or the cube, the cosmic cube, up on the screen. The Tesseract is what they call it in the Marvel Universe, and it's like if you hadn't watched the ether from Thor: The Dark World,
the Infinity Stones and everything,
and if you didn't know that from the other ones, you'd be like, I don't know what these are, so they have no meaning to me.
The end of Thor: The Dark World had the collector in it.
That's true.
You are part of the Marvel Universe, you stupid director.
I mean, I thank him wholeheartedly for making Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you did great, but you need to play nice, or else Marvel's
They're gonna dump you.
Yeah, they're gonna Edgar Wright you.
Yep. They're gonna Edgar Wright you out of their will.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to better news.
That was pretty good news, though.
Yeah, that was actually
it was
really
kind of
good, yeah.
disappointing, but
I meant like better, like, yeah, good, this is happening.
All right.
Somebody came out on Twitter and asked Jeff Johns when, like, they're talking about how great all of the DC shows are. Is there any word on
TV shows?
Yeah, the TV shows. Is there any word on Teen Titans? And Jeff Johns replied, "We're filming the pilot next year." So we might get.
Will it be on the CW?
No, it's going to be. I think it's on a cable network. I think they're doing that on cable.
Oh, then it can be darker.
Darker and
not that everything in the comic movie world now has to be dark. But I'm sorry, stupid. Batman Begins kind of set that tone.
Yeah, and
now everyone thinks that their movies have to be dark. And although Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't that dark.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is Marvel's the other side of that coin.
Yeah,
Marvel, they're just like, we're just gonna have fun with our show,
which is totally opposite of the comics. Because DC has a lot of fun, and the only dark comics really are like Batman.
Yeah,
the Batman ones, and Marvel is the one that's got dark and gritty. They've got darker artists.
They've got. I mean, everybody's. Did you hear that their new storyline? It's Scarlet Witch and somebody else made everybody like morally switch. So like the Hulk is now super evil and angry, and everything, and that's why Tony Stark is the superior Iron Man, where he's getting people addicted to extremis and everything, and so he's basically a drug dealer now. It's kind of this more and
is that what Axis is all about?
No, I think that might be at the end of Axis. And Deadpool got his morality switched, so he's all peaceful and pacifistic right now.
Oh, geez,
which is super hilarious.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. But I mean, Marvel's doing things where they morally switch everything around, and DC's kind of like, hey, let's for the variant in March, let's put out 22 movie titles.
I was gonna. Thank you for reminding me that.
This is how we're leading into it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I looked at these, and again, the variant covers in comics are sometimes okay, sometimes cool, sometimes not.
Yeah. Like, let's see, they've had in the past recent 6 months, we've seen like the Avengers Babies variant comics where they make them, tiny and children like, and then DC did the Lego. Because Lego Batman 3 came out.
They did the cool Lego covers. So I'm looking at these movies like Wonder Woman gets the 300 poster treatment, which looks amazing.
Okay, so let's just explain it better.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So DC Comics, you've got your regular comic cover art, and then they've got variant cover art, which you can purchase, and they're usually collectible. And in this case, they are taking iconic movie posters from movies that you know or may know, and they're turning them into DC versions of them with DC superheroes.
Yep. So like I said, the Wonder Woman is the 300 where Leonidas is standing and shouting and everything, and she's standing in much the same pose. We'll post a link to this on the Facebook page.
He has a lot more clothing on than Leonidas does.
That's true, which you don't see very often.
This one, I was like, no.
The Justice League one is Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Flash in Magic Mike.
Well, with their shirts off and stuff.
So that's fine. I like the North by Northwest Flash poster.
Yep.
The Wizard of Oz for Supergirl's pretty cool.
That was cool.
Teen Titans gets a Lost Boys treatment.
Yep.
Which is awesome. I've never seen Forbidden Planet. So.
But you've seen that poster before.
Yeah, I have seen that poster.
Where the robot's holding the girl, and it's the Green Lantern Corps.
Which is cool. We're going to skip that one.
No, go back to that one. That one's...
I've never heard of this
You
before.
haven't, but... Like 90% of the world has.
Okay.
Steve McQueen. You know who he is,
Yeah,
right?
I know who Steve McQueen is.
Yeah, Bullet is one of his most popular movies.
Okay.
So Catwoman gets the same poster title as Bullet.
There. That's really like, despite it being one I don't know, it still looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, and if you showed that poster to like our parents or anyone that's older than I am, they would go, "Holy crap, that's sweet."
Superman Wonder Woman is the Gone with the Wind poster.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Detective Comics is the Matrix.
Which is funny because it looks like the Animatrix movie that came out.
Holy crap, that does look like the Animatrix. Batman and Robin is Harry Potter, the first one.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm not too happy with the Harley Quinn one, but
yeah, same.
It's the Jailhouse Rock poster from Elvis Presley. She looks fine. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever.
It's a little off.
Batman Superman is The Fugitive, where it's the poster where Harrison Ford is running at the screen and the train is flowing in front or to the side of him going super fast. Well, the train is Superman for the Batman Superman one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
The Aquaman Free Willy one.
Where Aquaman's reaching up
to touch the whale.
touch a killer whale jumping over him, just like in Free Willy.
This is Casey's favorite.
Yes, that's awesome.
The Batman one is The Mask, which except for it's not Batman, it's Joker.
I almost want to get these and frame them.
Honestly, yeah, I might get all 22 of these. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I thought that was awesome
For Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for Action Comics.
Yep.
I love the Justice League Dark one, which is Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. We're just going to go through all of these, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Have you ever seen Westworld before?
I have not. I've never even heard of it.
HBO, I think, has just announced a series for it, but it's basically you can go to this world where everything's cowboys and stuff, but they're all robots. But the poster for Westworld is the Sinestro comic. Dick Grayson gets the Enter the Dragon, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that one's cool.
This is one of my favorites. Mars Attacks for the Justice League United, which has the Martian in it, and the Martian Manhunter, and he happens to be the Martian with the head on, or with the dome on and everything. And then I've never seen Superfly.
I haven't either, but it's one of those popular ones that a lot of people know the thing from, but that it's Superman gets the Superfly treatment.
Yeah. And then the Purple Rain from Prince, which all I could think about is Homer Simpson going, Purple Rain!
Shut up!
That's the Batgirl picture where she's on the bike.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3, like Jailhouse Rock, the Batgirl one, and a couple others that I'm like, those are stupid. But then there's a couple like the Matrix and
the Gone with the Wind
2001, Gone with the Wind, that it's like, holy crap, that's awesome. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Even the 300.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I'm going to have to buy all those.
I actually think so.
My poor wallet.
Like, I don't buy variant comics. I mean, if I'm getting the comic already and they come out with a variant and I think it's cooler than the actual art on the front of the comic, I will buy it.
Yeah.
But they might actually get 22 extra comics out of me because of the variants.
Yeah, and I'm going to build, I'll do this for you too. We should build a frame that has a pocket in it. It's really easy to swap them out, and we can put different ones in all the time.
That would be cool.
Or get an extra one for your wife and frame it. And like permanently frame it, like of the mask one for the Joker.
I think I'm going to do that.
And have it hung up. You can hang it up in your room.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Really
cool.
Looking for that in March. Even if you're not comic readers, they're still cool.
We're fine. That's after tax season, guys.
That's future Scott's problem.
That's what I say when I buy stuff. I'm going to buy this now. It's future Scott's problem.
Let's see what we got. So we talked about Teen Titans Pilot,
which I hope is cool.
Teen Pilots.
Teen Pilots. I hope that's cool. I really like the cartoons. Excuse me. Whew. Caught a yawn right there. I really like the Teen Titans cartoons.
You do? Like the original one, not the Teen Titans Go?
Yeah, I've never seen Teen Titans Go, so I'm talking about the original one. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's got kind of an American anime style to it, but you know what? It worked because it was a kid's show.
Yeah,
and
it worked fine. Everybody liked that original one. It's the Go that they don't like.
Yeah, but I wonder if they do it Teen Titans, but they're all 18 and 19.
That would make sense, and with it being HBO, you could do that and make a really unique show out of it.
Yeah,
and I'm not just saying boobs, but boobs.
Well, okay, because in the comics, Starfire is over 18.
Yeah,
so of course they show her in like skimpy outfits and stuff.
Yeah,
but all the cartoons that have come out, they're all like 12, 13. Yeah.
All we have confirmed is that Nightwing is confirmed for Teen Titans.
Okay.
He's the only one.
Nightwing? Not Red Robin?
No. I think they're going with kind of a classic Teen Titans because he was one of the first on the Teen Titans.
Okay, but we'll have Cyborg.
Oh, I'm sure
he was in classic, wasn't he?
Well, that's the thing is we don't know who's going to be on there. They haven't announced a casting yet. Because Cyborg is going to be in the Justice League as a full-grown adult.
True.
So we might be seeing...
Or a full-grown 19-year-old.
Yeah, for full-grown. Well, that's an adult, technically.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Anyways.
Yeah. And then I got some kind of news that's going to make Scott groan a little bit here, and he's reading it right now.
Yeah.
So Krypton is a series that's being developed, which... I find really funny after Gotham came out.
Gotham in space.
Yeah, it's Gotham in space. But apparently it's in the works for sci-fi or sci-fi.
In sci-fi, it's not sci-fi anymore. It's sci-fi.
And from the mind of our least favorite writer, David Goyer.
Okay. And he's been on what's the show we've been watching that he's a lot featured in?
David Goyer?
Isn't he on Constantine? Isn't he like a creative consultant for Constantine?
I want to say it is Constantine.
Yeah.
Or Gotham.
Yeah. Either one.
Yeah.
He's doing okay on that one. And if they rein him in and don't let him just do whatever he wants,
Then we'll be fine.
then it's okay. Because he actually is a good writer as far as like coming up with good plots and storylines and, dialogue. But he's just kind of a dummy when it comes to
kind of a jerk is what he is.
When he comes to saying stuff outside of his work.
Yeah.
No one's going to call him the Martian Manhunter. That's just stupid.
How many of you geeks in here are virgins?
Yeah, seriously.
Things like that.
Yep, he's kind of a
Krypton
jerk.
apparently is going to focus on Superman's grandfather.
So this is long before Kal-El.
I'm sure Kal-El's going to be born towards the end of it. Yeah.
All right, well.
Yeah, so that
we'll
could
see.
be interesting.
We will see. There's another sci-fi show we got to watch too. Ascension's coming out soon.
Oh,
the one
yeah,
where
they were there.
1960s rocket ship. Yeah.
They should just call it 1960s rocket ship.
Interplanetary attacking. Unusual attacking team. Well, I'm all for more shows. I hope they're not just cranking them out to try to get a money grab and actually doing good shows.
Yeah.
Like The Flash and Arrow have become, and, even...
Yeah, it can kind of seem like a money grab, though. And DC's doing this a lot, where they're throwing a lot of their properties out TV-wise to other stations.
And I hope they're loaning them. They're not signing the rights away to them, which I don't think they are. I think they're just saying, hey, yeah, go ahead and use it for a little while.
I think they learned their mistake from Marvel. They're like, yeah, we should probably not do what they did.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't want Fox and ABC and NBC to just take over rights to all of them. I want DC to hold on to them, or Warner Brothers, I guess, or CW or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I think it's still Warner Brothers.
Well,
yeah,
for the
Warner
TV
Brothers is the parent company.
Yeah, they're
CW is the channel.
All right. Moving on to our favorite TV show of the... Oh, well, we'll get into that later.
Firefly?
Spoilers. No, Flash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mark Hamill, who has been... He's been in a little thing called Star Wars, whatever.
Yeah, I think his character Luke Skywalker or
Yeah.
something. I mean, he's played the voice of the Joker before.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to get to. He's done the Joker, and he actually has done this character that we're going to talk about in the cartoon show and in the old 90s Flash TV show. Well, he's coming back for the Flash TV show to play the Trickster.
Are they going to make him look better? Because he looks like a crazy mountain man. Like
he does kinda
like
look like
one
a
of those
crazy
crazy
mountain man.
guys that would go live in the woods in a cabin and get away from everyone, claim the world's going to end. Because he's got this gnarly looking unkempt beard and.
Well, here's the thing: is he's not going to be the villain of that episode, as far as we know. There's a new trickster in town, or a new person, a new terrorist, calling himself the Trickster and doing things that are not just tricks, like full-on hurting people and things like that. And the Trickster doesn't like it, so they recruit him from Iron Heights Prison, which Barry's dad is kind of friends with him a little bit, and they get him to help him track down.
And then at the end, he'll escape.
Who knows? That would be great.
He's a trickster.
Yep, that would be awesome. But Mark Hamill played a fun trickster in the animated show.
Justice
and
League.
This is more like, I keep seeing these characters come back from the 90s Flash TV show, and I'm like, they're going to do it to where his dad was the Flash first and gave Barry the powers or something.
I don't know.
Which would be super cool.
Yes.
And we'll get more into the Flash a little bit later here. But first, we got to talk to you about Jason Momoa.
Our new Aquaman.
Yeah, and he says he's going to be playing Aquaman for 4 films. And this...
Did he say Aquaman? I heard he just said, I'm contracted for 4 films for DC.
Well,
we're assuming it's all Aquaman.
Let's just hope that they keep him as one character.
You never know.
And he also said that the character will be badass. And he said, "Why wouldn't it not be badass? They hired me for the role." So
Bravo,
yeah,
bravo.
Jason
Props to you.
Momoa.
He's played
Good
Khal
job.
Drogo, which awesome character on Game of Thrones.
He's played Conan the Barbarian.
Yep.
In the new movie, not a really well received movie.
Yeah,
with
it was
Jeep.
fun though. I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah, I did too.
And he's also played Ronan Dex. I think it's Dex. Ronan Dex on Stargate Atlantis.
Yep.
And he was
Which Stargate needs to
awesome
be put
guy.
on our list of things I need to watch.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
any Stargate. I've seen maybe a couple episodes of Universe and a couple episodes of SJ1 here or
we
there.
gotta sit down and watch them all.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a lot, but
Yep.
we'll have to do that after Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. So Doctor Strange is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
But the man who he gets his power from, the Ancient One, basically like the old wizard who teaches him magic, has yet to be cast. But as far as we know, Marvel has it down to a short list of 3 people.
Okay, and who are those people?
Those people are Bill Nighy. You may remember him as Davy Jones.
Yep.
Or the dad in Shaun of the Dead. He was the dad there and everything.
Oh yeah, and he
pretty
was
much-
also in Hot Fuzz. I
He's
think,
in
as well.
Underworld.
Mhm.
Yeah, he pretty much plays the same character and everything. Talks kind of the same way.
Yep.
They have Ken Watanabe.
Nope. Oh no.
Oh, come on.
No.
It's the Ancient One.
Nope. Nope. I don't think he's right for the role.
Oh, I think you only remember him from Godzilla.
I've looked up some of his other stuff, and I remember him from his other movies, and I
right.
just don't. I don't think he fits an ancient, super powerful sorcerer.
I've seen him dressed up as an ancient, super powerful sorcerer. In fact, I will show you this.
What? Did
I
someone,
don't know.
Did someone do like a
No.
Photoshop?
This is like an old movie or a movie that he was in. He's the old Ra's al Ghul. That's Ra's al Ghul. That's the fake Ra's al Ghul, I think. And then the other one, you can see him in the middle there, Mr. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Who I think I would love to see him as
The universe
Ancient
came
One.
into existence only because Morgan Freeman narrated it. It's my favorite, joke. Just
Isn't
like the Chuck Norris
yeah,
ones.
your favorite Chuck
but
Norris joke, but
it's
about
everything Morgan Freeman. Like the only reason that the sun rises every day because Morgan Freeman narrates it. otherwise we would all be dead or something.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman narrated his own birth.
Yep. So I can see the guy that plays Davy Jones.
Yep.
He's kind of creepy looking though.
He is kind of creepy.
And I could
He'd
see
be a good Baron Mordo.
I can see Morgan Freeman. Ken, I don't think will fit.
That's like that.
He's
is,
not old enough. He's not old enough looking.
Well, that
they
that
would have to
was
make
a
up him
while
up a
ago.
lot.
He kind of.
He's
not older
He's
now.
not too much different though.
Maybe they'll get Nathan Fillion. He's old enough to play the Ancient One.
No, he's not actually.
That would be funny though.
I actually had two choices that I thought John Hurt
Okay,
could play a good ancient
absolutely.
one.
He's more of old villain guy for me.
Yeah, but he plays a crazy old guy in Contact.
Yeah,
He's an eccentric, and he plays a good part there.
Mm-hmm.
And also John Noble.
John Noble would be a good choice.
Yeah,
but I don't think the right choice.
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen. Sure, there
He's
we go.
already an old
Yep.
ancient wizard, anyways.
Yeah,
You
we
said
could just-
Pat,
oh my
you said
gosh.
Patrick Stewart, but I was like, well, I don't know. I don't really fit
But
into that.
Gandalf just grew up to become the Ancient One. Is that what you're saying?
Sure, he's
Yeah.
still alive nowadays.
Let's see. Oh, go away. I don't want to talk to you anymore. All right, let's talk.
Oh, okay.
No, not you. Sorry, I was talking to this. This computer, not the audience either. You guys stay. We like you. We like you a lot.
It's too late. They've already
Oh.
turned it off. You ruined it.
That means I can say whatever I want on the podcast now.
Nope.
Okay, never mind then. Let's just talk about Star Wars Force Awakens.
More?
Yep. So this one teaser continues to be like the talk of the town, and they just revealed some trading cards that have the characters' names on them.
Okay. X-Wing pilot.
Yep, as his name is Poe Dameron.
Okay.
The girl on the
Speeder.
What did you call
popsicle?
it? Popsicle
Yeah.
is Rey.
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 So, okay. All right.
Finn is John Boyega's character.
Black
which is
Stormtrooper.
Black Stormtrooper. Yep.
Sweaty black stormtrooper that's breathing heavily.
Yep. Which they say Finn on the run in the trading card. So I'm thinking he stole the stormtrooper outfit.
Or he was a stormtrooper and he's abandoning his,
that'd be good.
his thing.
I love this. BB-8 is the droid that you see, the rolling droid.
Okay.
And you pointed out that that's B-bait.
Yep. Go be bait.
Go B-bait. The bad guy is Kylo Ren.
Okay, so he's an alien.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Oh, no.
No, I bet he's an alien.
You think so?
He's a Sith, of
Oh,
course.
that's true. All Sith are non-human.
Well, technically, they're all aliens, because in the Star Wars universe, they're not humans.
That's true, yeah. So all the stormtroopers are called stormtroopers. Whew.
Oh, I was worried about that one.
The X-Wings that we saw are actually X-Wings. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And the Millennium Falcon is still called the Millennium Falcon.
They
really didn't need those last
is
three.
Millennium because Han's old? He's a millennial.
The twice Millennium Falcon. So there's your names for your characters. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, B-bait is my favorite.
I saw someone gave it the they gave it the Family Guy. Family Guy treatment.
I saw that. It wasn't as good as
It wasn't
could
Seth
be.
MacFarlane that did
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Someone claimed it was, but it's not.
No.
It's terribly done.
Yeah,
but the
it's
animation's
absolutely
kind of
awful.
similar. And
Yeah.
I really hope that they do a
Seth MacFarlane would be remiss not to do a full on like for TBS where he's doing all this other stuff now.
Yep. They took the droid BB-8 and put it over the top of the ball in the Indiana Jones scene where he's running from the giant boulder, and it's the droid making noise and chasing Indiana Jones.
I love it. That's
I saw
awesome.
that on YouTube, which was pretty funny.
This is the teaser trailer that keeps on
And
giving.
Everyone has seen it.
Not everyone
has seen it. What?
Casey's dad, my father-in-law, hasn't seen it yet. But he works swing shifts, so he never gets any time to do anything. So,
but there's also another person that hasn't seen it as well.
Oh, that's right. That is correct. We do have another one who hasn't seen it. Mr. George Lucas,
Yeah, and we don't care.
the creator. We don't care.
I mean,
Well, I mean, hey, okay, so he doesn't have to see it and like give it his approval or anything.
Sure.
Like, we don't care about that. We just find it kind of funny that he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
It's either that he's mad that people are liking it so much and he's just like, I'm going to be grumpy about it. Or,
He's got something else going on that he just hasn't had time.
well, Scott, I'm here to tell you he's got something else going on. And it's not that he doesn't have the time.
It's that thing.
He doesn't like spoilers. He's our friend.
Oh.
He's the older version of our friend who wears plaid. But
Okay.
he doesn't
Now
watch
that's all I-
trailers.
now our friend is gonna be chubby with a beard and wears plaid.
I love how we don't mention him just to be safe.
Starts with a letter. All right.
Subtle.
Anyways,
Yeah, so George Lucas said that he doesn't watch trailers because he wants to watch the full movie without any spoilers. Or
I
anything.
think he's a little butthurt about it too.
Yep, I think
Because he thinks it's his baby.
I think
but
somebody needs to pin him down and make him
screwed it
watch
up.
it. Here, look at his iPad. No, I don't want to. No, that's my best.
and be like, it's
George
got Jar
Lucas.
Jar Binks, and he'd be like, I'm in, because he loves Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, and then show him the Lucified one. He'll be like, "Oh, that's kind of crap."
or he goes, wow, this movie looks great.
Oh, look, they got Jabba in there again. Good. I was wanting him to walk around a lot more.
Yeah.
So if you can't,
But my initial response is, I don't care.
yeah,
I couldn't care less if George Lucas watches it or
So,
doesn't watch it.
that's the thing.
Just like
these
William
days.
Shatner coming out and talking about it. I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah,
you're kind of washed up, dude.
You're nothing to me.
Yeah, and thank you for being Kirk, but
Yeah.
other than that, whatever.
So I have a problem, and I need to address it right now. On Facebook these days, everything's like so and so reacts to this news. So and so, like they basically go around and ask celebrities who have been characters in the past to talk about the future of the franchise that they're in. For example, Christian Bale talking about Batman. Or now, like how they made sure they got Christian Bale's or Chris Nolan's approval for the Lego Batman in the Lego movie, and I'm just like it doesn't matter. You guys got your time in the sun. Move on. Time to move on to somebody else.
Yep, I
You know?
agree. I agree.
So sorry, that's my little rant about
No,
Facebook.
I totally agree with you. I think that's ridiculous.
So if you can't get enough of the Star Wars Force Awakens, like we know some people can't, you can actually
Pretty much
see
all of the internet.
You can actually see an inside the Force Awakens like little clip thing where they talk about the teaser and some things that people may have missed, and I'm sure some information might come out from it. But you can find this out during the Star Wars Rebels Reloaded marathon, which is going to be playing all of the old Rebels episodes so far, which is 3.
And we totally missed 2 of the days. In fact, everything is over as of recording this. So this news should have been last week.
Never mind.
It was yesterday for one on the Disney Channel, one on Disney XD, and then today at 12 to 4:30 Eastern Pacific.
I did not even read when these dates were coming out.
Go on.
All right.
Next news story.
Oh, I have failed.
Which means it's probably out on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can probably find it on YouTube and check it out.
Well, this is already out as well.
Speaking of a Star Wars character.
Yep.
Right?
Christopher Lee, who is 92 years old.
Yeah.
And still kicking it. Like, he doesn't look 92 at all when he's playing.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
he
does.
looks 92. Come on.
But apparently he has released a heavy metal Christmas album.
Now, me and Corey sat down and listened to the sample tracks
Yes.
for these, and we were busting up. We were laughing so much.
It is really hardcore.
It's super heavy metal, and he sings in like this epic voice.
He sings like he's trying to get rid of a Balrog.
Yep.
Yes, I know that was Ian McKellen, but he kind of sounds the same way when he's singing.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like that Shakespearean epic voice. You shall not pass.
angels we have heard on high. You know,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Kind of thing.
But it's got super heavy metal in the
That was actually-
background.
I'm really impressed with myself there.
Good job, Corey.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right,
Bravo.
all right, yeah.
We'll give you a round of applause.
All right. Yeah. Oh,
Our microphones
that
are
is-
mono, so it didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
that's pretty much. Well, it just sounds like he's giving him a left ear of applause.
Yeah. Does it just show up in one ear?
I don't know. I don't listen on headphones.
No, I think it comes
I
through both.
think it's both. But my joke's not as funny if it is. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Although it'd be different if it was like I was the left ear and you were the right ear.
Yep.
And it would just switch back and forth. And it'd be like we're on either side of you, giving you a geeky
devil.
geeky voice hug.
I call devil, you call angel.
I call super devil.
Dang it.
I ride my motorcycle and carry a jar of marmalade around that makes you commit adultery.
And if you don't know what he's talking to that, you'll understand in a little bit here.
Yep. That's a super devil. Yeah, they found out he's way worse. They're not scared of the regular devil anymore. It's the super devil they're scared of.
There are some key differences. All right. Here's a crossover that you might be a little strange, might seem a little strange. 21 Jump Street and Men in Black are getting a crossover. This is coming from the Sony leak again.
I think this was just two goofballs talking in their email going, haha, here's some funny ones. We could do a Jump Street and a Men in Black crossover.
Let's take a
Sorry,
look
they
here.
don't really fit into each other's worlds at all. They're both secret agents-ish.
So let's see,
Kind
blah,
of.
blah, blah, which fell through. Unlike the Spider-Man plans, which all either fell through or in flux, it sounds from the article that this is the Wall Street Journal article that this movie is still in play, set to be produced and possibly directed by Chris Miller and Phil Lord, the duo who directed 22 Jump Street and the Lego Movie. The emails between actors, producers, and studio heads indicate that Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones will probably not be returning. They'll probably do some other. I don't know.
And I love 21 Jump Street. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
But I think you would love it as well.
I-
And 22 Jump Street got fantastic reviews. Everyone thought it was hilarious. We haven't seen it yet. It's on our list of stuff to see. Men in Black, I loved all three of them.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't a single one of them that I was like, this movie kind of sucked. It was all like, I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
Aliens in disguises and yeah.
Aliens in.
However,
disguise. No, that's
you want to
right.
know what makes those movies? Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know how another set of characters will play out. Granted, Tommy Lee Jones' character was younger in the third one.
True.
For the most part.
True.
However, they picked Josh Brolin, which is pretty much
And
Tommy
then
Lee
told him-
Jones,
yeah.
young Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, they told him
anyways.
be a young Tommy Lee Jones. He's like, I can do that.
Yep. Do you want me to be Thanos too?
Yeah.
No, wrong movie.
Or
guy.
what about
Wrong
Jonah Hex? No.
Oh, speaking of Thanos, that part in Guardians of the Galaxy when Thanos is talking and he talks about
So he's just talking, but you can tell like how menacing he is just by his talking.
and Ronan, which is played by Lee Pace, which was, he played a great part, at least right there.
Yeah.
Ronan is like half looking away, half looking at the ground. The same things your dogs would do if you scolded them. You know, they're scared of you, and you know in Ronan's mind it's like, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me.
I have
over and
stuff
over
to
and
do.
over again. Yeah, because he's just talking about the only one I don't take seriously is you, boy. And
Every time he says "boy," I
and
get
it's
chills.
like, oh, that's creepy. Oh, that's creepy, but awesome.
So you want to know what a worse crossover than 21 Jump Street and Men in Black would be?
What?
What Fox is announcing between X-Men and Fantastic Four. They're talking about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Like double face palm. That's how bad this is.
I need a third hand so I can triple face palm. It was so bad.
Jeez. But yeah, so they're talking about them, and their directors and everything have come out and said they're separate universes and blah blah blah. But it's looking more and more like Fox is going, no, put them in the same universe. We need an Avengers crossover.
Okay, so last two X-Men movies, First Class, Days of Future Past. Fun, great,
Yeah.
took away the screw-ups that number 3 did, you know, and most of number 2, I think, or half of number 2.
Yeah.
And, of course, they didn't really touch on X-Men Origins Wolverine. I guess they kind of did at the end, but not really. So the last two X-Men have been great. The ones before that were, you know, number 1 and 2 were pretty good. Number 3 sucked. But those are kind of no longer in the continuity. Fantastic Four. First one I thought was fun.
Yeah, it was
because
fun.
it was a good it was the origin story. Number 2 with the Silver Surfer.
Terrible.
Awful. Terrible.
Oh my gosh,
awful.
no.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Horrible. What other synonyms can we find out? Despicable. I mean, just a bad
Atrocious.
movie. Yes. Oh.
The first one I think is a good movie compared to the movies of the day,
Yeah.
which is X-Men and the first X-Men, which I really think compared to the movies nowadays is crap. But the first Spider-Man, again, I like the first Spider-Man. Compared to the movies nowadays, it's kind of crap.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Doesn't really hold up very well.
Yeah.
So if the next Fantastic Four comes out and just knocks our socks off and blows us away, right now I'm leaning towards not a chance.
Yeah.
Just from hearing the plot synopsis and the way that they've redone some of the characters, and I'm not even talking my problem with having a black fantastic or
Black Human Torch.
Mr. Torch.
Mr. Torch.
Mr. Torch. Fantastic Torch.
The fantastic Mr. Torch.
Fantastic Mr. Torch. And of course what they've done with Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom, one of my favorite all-time supervillains.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Best ever.
Not best ever, but one of my favorite all-time supervillains.
No, I will come out and say it. Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel supervillain.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
He's
one
pretty awesome.
I don't think there's anyone that I would be like, oh, I'm so excited to see this character more than I am to see Doom.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanos.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, Ultron?
I think that Thanos would lose to Doctor Doom.
What if I know they can't. What if Marvel did Doctor Doom as first the Avengers? Because he has gone toe-to-toe with the entire team of Avengers and defeated them.
You would have my money
Multiple
5 times
times.
over. I would buy my entire row. I would buy the entire theater just so I could sit there and watch it
In silence.
in silence and just be like,
You can invite me along. We're going to rent out a whole theater and invite our
No, I'm renting-
Acts of Geekery podcast followers.
Hey.
We could record right before
Yeah.
the movie started.
That would be great. No, I'll rent you a separate theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we each get
All
a
right,
theater.
So you need
and we'll
about
text each other.
you need about because we can because
Yes.
we're the only ones there. We need about $1,500 per theater
Yeah,
to rent out to buy all the seats.
easy.
Done.
Easy.
Of
Time
course.
to get some of that sweet podcast money out of the bank.
Some of that YouTube money.
I don't know.
I don't think Fantastic Four
have to
do
wait.
great.
I have to wait until which is August 7th next year that we get the Fantastic
Oh,
Four
wow,
movie.
really?
Yeah.
That's a little earlier than I
done.
expected.
Well, it's
actually.
done in filming, primary filming.
And the next X-Men will be probably in 2016 as well.
Yep.
2015?
2016.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but it'll be like in a May.
Yeah.
Like April, May.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, but then again, remember, we don't care about when we went over our favorite like team ups and stuff like that. Fantastic Four and X-Men rated the lower
True.
than like even the Defenders. You know,
I actually like the Defenders a
right?
whole lot.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
as far as popularity goes, at least for us, it was like, eh.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
they're canceling. Fantastic Four's wrapping up their book series.
X-Men's being pushed to the back burner for Marvel Comics
Well, and we know why, because they're kind of in a
feud.
feud with Fox.
Yeah.
And not so much Sony, because I think Sony's a little bit better playing. Plus, it's Spider-Man. It's one of their top earning comics anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, like X-Men, they haven't come out with any new mutants.
Yeah.
They're introducing characters in other books. They're not X-Men related books, and
They're-
then letting them go into X-Men books.
Yep.
Because as far as their little contract goes, any mutant that's created in X-Men is owned by Fox.
Yeah.
Which
So
Marvel,
they're-
you screwed up.
Yep.
I hate to say it, but you screwed up.
That was
big
back when
time.
that's back when they were trying to earn some money.
That's
though,
true.
To
They
be
were
fair.
starting to go under, and so they
Yeah.
sold off the rights to a bunch of things.
Marvel. Fox was like, we think we could do something with
Who
X-Men.
owns Ghost Rider?
Marvel has it back, I think.
Is it-
no,
was
no,
it
no,
Paramount?
no. Yeah, it's Paramount.
Do they still own it?
I think they're coming up on their contract time.
I hope they let it lapse and it goes back to Marvel, because I would love a Ghost Rider movie.
Can Disney Marvel actually make a Ghost Rider movie and make it good though? Ghost Rider's not one of those characters that's PG.
Hold on.
Okay.
Can Marvel make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and make it good?
All right, point Scott. But
Right,
we're not talking about a character or a bunch of characters that nobody knows about and is a talking raccoon. We're talking about a character who is very mature for readership. And Marvel Studios could have done it, but now that they're owned by Disney, Disney might have to rein them in a little bit, because Disney's got an image to uphold. Disney doesn't put out adult content,
If they can put
or they don't put out like really heavy adult content.
if they can do a PG-13 version of Deadpool and make it work, not Marvel Disney, I'm just talking if it can be done.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider can be done just fine.
Okay.
The first one was PG-13,
Yeah.
and I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
And it's not the greatest movie ever, but I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
The
true.
second one just sucked because the
True.
Wachowski brothers messed it up.
Yeah.
They just pretty much let Nicolas Cage go and didn't rein him in.
Yeah, here's a
And they
tip
could
for
change
any
it.
new directors out there. All you directors listening to this podcast again, don't give Nicolas Cage free reign over anything.
Yeah, they pretty much just said, go crazy. And he was like, oh.
Already there.
Yeah, he went totally
I don't know why he
nuts.
sounds like Richard Nixon.
Crazy Richard Nixon.
All right, the last thing we have for you today is more FanX guest announcements. Come on, Scott, be excited for it.
I can't.
These are good people coming. Even if we don't get to see them, it's great that we're getting good names.
Right, but I can't get behind FanX at all. And you know it's coming up in like a month.
I do.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's not that much time.
No, it's not.
And I think they're going to do like a June one as well, or something
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
Which that's way too many.
The FanXing.
FanX squared or something.
Yes, but we're trying to sound excited. You know what? You and I are going to have a conversation about sounding excited on the air later.
I'm going to be honest.
No, I know.
I'm going to be honest. Otherwise, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah, true. I'm actually excited for it. I'm not going unless we get our press passes. But I'm excited.
And even then, you're going to have to drag me along.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because I may not have time off work, and so you might have to take someone else. Because it might be one of those things where I'm like, meh.
Okay. Well, I don't know this first one, so you'll have to bear with me and help me out here.
I know who she is.
Elena?
Elena.
Elena Huffman.
Yes.
Who is she?
I recognize her most
Okay.
from Stargate Universe. She was the medic
Okay.
Stargate Universe.
She's been in some other stuff as far as I know.
Yeah, and I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think. This is exciting podcast stuff while I'm looking things up on my phone.
This is the cutout song, cut out there. Wait, no, we don't have a cutout song.
No, we're not that good. We're not that good.
No.
But I think that's what she's best known for is SGU.
She's been in some other stuff.
In,
I think she's better known from other stuff.
She's been in Supernatural.
Okay.
As Abaddon / Josie Sands. And I
yeah,
don't know if you
absolutely.
If you know who's Supernatural, or if you know Supernatural, and I don't. I've never watched it. I don't know why. I think your wife would like that show.
Yeah, it's not up your alley. It's up my wife's alley.
It's more...
And she watched like half the first season, and we just didn't get into it like we should have.
Oh, here's a cool one. She was in Smallville as Black Canary.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
So we have two Black Canaries going to Fan X, because Marina Baccarin is the Black Canary in the animated Justice League Unlimited.
I was like, what are you talking about? Why are you talking?
Come on,
crazy,
it's animated, Scott.
Person?
Leave it to me.
And she's got a lot. She was Maureen Bowers in Painkiller Jane.
Okay.
Which I've never seen that. I don't know what that is.
So she's kind of a minor.
She's a TV actress.
Yeah, she's a minor TV
She had
star.
some stuff. She had some stuff in movies. Not a ton, but a couple things.
All right. Cool.
She is very pretty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was what pretty much caught my eye the first time I saw her. I was like, holy crap, this girl is just really pretty.
She's got a nice facial structure there.
And she's got red hair in that picture that I'm showing you, which is different from every other...
Because she's blonde.
Because she's blonde in pretty much everything.
Well, she's going to be overshadowed.
There's one with her covered in blood. I think that's on Supernatural.
I think that's on Supernatural.
Yep.
She's going to be overshadowed by our next guest, which is Brandon Ruth.
Yay!
Yay, Mr. Superman from Superman Returns, which nobody likes.
But the Atom, I liked it.
Yeah, he's the Atom, which, by the way, that whole Atom picture where you got to see the suit for the first time was fake.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say it's totally different from the show. But we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah. Okay. And he's also been in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yep. He plays a vegan.
Like a level 8 vegan.
Yeah. And he fights Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
And he's right now Ray Palmer / Atom on
Arrow.
Flash. Arrow. Sorry, on Arrow.
And absolutely awesome.
Doing a great job playing that character way better than he played Superman, in my opinion.
I think I really want to see an Atom series next year. Like, every season of the Arrow has to introduce a character that gets its own spin-off from here on out.
You know what? Unfortunately, though, Black Canary might be one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Which I wouldn't care too much. However, what's in the Flash? If they did a spin-off for Robbie Raymond for Firestorm,
ooh, that would be really cool.
Speaking of, they have a costume view of him, and
really,
it doesn't look much like the orange and yellow from the comics.
That's kind of a.
However, it does have the 3 dots and then the starburst on the one side.
Oh, cool.
And so that looks really cool, and they're lit up. I think that might be a suit that the
channel
Starlumps Laboratory, Star Labs creates for him. But it looked really cool. Maybe they'll do a spinoff for that one.
Who knows?
Or a Rogues spinoff.
Well, that was exciting FanX guest news that led into something else. But let's go ahead and get no review, because we're putting the reviews on the topic this week.
Yep.
And we haven't seen any good movies. But let's go ahead and get into trailers and videos.
This is Channel 5 News Texas with Duke Dillon.
Howdy, Texas. I'm Duke Dillon. At the top of the news tonight, authorities have called off their pursuit of a fugitive Rhode Island baby who was thought to be possessed by the devil.
Thank God.
This turn of events came after Vatican scientists announced today that the devil is not the greatest threat to salvation, due to last week's discovery of the super devil. Religion reporter Dallas Houston has the story.
Thanks, Duke. Well, let me try and give you a clear picture of what we're dealing with here. Here's a photo of the devil, and here's the super devil. Now, as you can see, there are some significant differences. The super devil is at least 6 inches taller. He has a flying motorcycle and a jar of marmalade that we believe forces you to commit adultery.
Thanks a lot, Dallas. Looks like we all got something new to be afraid of.
That's right. Everybody fear the Super Devil.
We told you you'd hear about it.
Well, a jar of marmalade.
Are you waiting to see if we're actually recording?
Yeah, I was just making sure.
That would be really awkward if we were just talking into muted microphones.
It's not the first time it's happened before.
True, actually.
I mean, we've had full conversations and been like,
Yeah.
crap.
But we're here now, and it's time to talk about trailers and videos that we saw that we liked around the internet.
Yeah, we got a few. I've got some news about the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer. Of course, there's always
Some
I told you about,
news, or-
well, just some trailers. So
Okay, all right.
I told you about the one where they superimposed
The droid over
BB-8
Indiana. Yeah.
droid over the Indiana Jones boulder, which that one was pretty funny.
I've part of the podcast.
Also saw one where it was Family Guy characters doing the trailer,
We talked about the Family Guy one.
but it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it for that. Oh, SNL did a skit of them where it was them as really old people. So you've got like old Leia, old Han, old Chewie,
old Luke.
yeah,
Who
doing all,
has a lightsaber walker.
yeah, it's a
best
lightsaber.
part.
Walker made out of lightsaber.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I don't know, Chewie in a cone, like a dog cone. That was pretty funny as well.
Yeah. Go around. Go around.
And they're
The Millennium
They're
Falcon.
flying with their blinker on. The
Yes.
Millennium Falcon. That one was kind of funny. But SNL also came out with another skit.
Wait, Scott. I have a thyroid problem, like my father before me.
SNL came out with another skit where, because Martin Freeman was on being a host of
And so,
SNL.
so when you get these characters on, you have to do something with their
but
movie
it's
and
a
everything.
but it's a Hobbit Office crossover. So it's basically The Office, but with Hobbit characters from The Hobbit.
super funny.
Yeah, and so you've got the same kind of stuff that's in The Office if you've ever watched The Office, the short little interviews, and then they show clips of the thing, and it's got Smeagol in it, and it's got
As Dwight, basically,
Yeah.
in the Dwight role.
and it's got
the ring gets put in Jello because
Yeah.
that's what The Office is all about. So
yeah, it's got Gandalf as Steve Carell's character.
Michael Scott, I think, is the character name in The Office.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I haven't watched a lot of it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty funny when I watched
Yeah.
it. And this one was really, really funny. And all these are on YouTube. You can find them all on YouTube.
Yep.
And I apologize for last week. I forgot to post the links.
we had one good week, and then you just dropped it off again.
Okay, we'll have another good week,
Okay,
and then
all right.
then we'll go on every other week schedule.
All right, then.
We'll have a good week and a bad week, and a good week and a bad week.
By the way, we need to post those clips on the YouTube description too.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Speaking of way more kind of like crossover stuff, Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, great guy.
He did the Star Wars thing last week that we laughed at, but this week he got to interview Smaug.
So you got to interview Benedict Cumberbatch.
No.
Like full on the
like
dragon.
full on the dragon, head's bigger than he is,
Oh, wow.
could eat him in
All
one
right,
little gulp.
let's pause and watch this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full on the dragon.
Full on the dragon.
Yep.
Granted, it is Cumberbatch in a motion capture suit doing his Smaug impression
On stage.
with Stephen Colbert, but then they superimposed everything that Smaug would have done, and it's funny, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And we'll post a link to that as well.
They show a picture of Smaug doing the motion capture for himself.
And he talks about how tedious it is because he's like, most of the movie I spent talking to a tennis ball on a stick. I'm not talking about Orlando Bloom.
Oh.
So he makes some pretty funny jokes. One thing that kind of bugged me, but I mean, I can see why they did this,
Yeah.
is when he talks like a normal person does now.
like a thug.
Smaug in the house, yo yo.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's an ancient.
I thought
he's an ancient, all powerful dragon.
That's
Come
the
on.
joke. That's the reason. Like, he's ancient and all powerful.
Although Stephen Colbert says something about the book, and Smaug goes, "No spoilers. I haven't read it yet for the Battle of the Five Armies." and Stephen Colbert leans back and he goes, "I think you're gonna it'll get you right here." And he points to where the loose scale is on Smaug.
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome. So that one was pretty hilarious.
Yes.
And the rest of the stuff, well, actually, I'll do all the actual movie trailers last. But the next thing that I showed you today
Yeah.
was every on-screen death in Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Plus a total count of how many.
Plus a total count of how many,
what was it?
15,000 or
15,000,
something.
yeah.
And it shows every single death of every character or creature in Lord of the Rings in under 7 minutes. And it's hilarious. And there's a lot of funny parts where we're like, I wonder if we're going to see this. There it is.
And of course, they only showed the point of death.
Yeah.
So like when they
nothing,
show
nothing leading up to it.
Spoilers if you haven't seen Fellowship of the Ring, when they show what's his name? Sean Bean dying.
Aragorn? No.
Boromir. It's just the last moment where his eyes just go blank and he goes, and it just cuts from there.
Yeah.
It's really funny. It really made me want to watch the original trilogy again.
Yeah.
It's only like 12 hours if you watch the extended edition.
That's it?
Yeah. That's
Holy
just
crap,
a weekend. That's just more to have for that theater than I'm renting out.
Yeah, no kidding. So then we got some new trailers.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We got a video game trailer. And this is for our friend
Yeah.
who always says we need to do more game stuff.
Which we try, but
We're not that big of gamers.
No, we're
Maybe we
not.
need to get a little more into it.
Maybe-
You do Hearthstone and stuff,
Yeah.
but we need to do
which
more.
we have.
It's expensive.
coming.
It's so expensive to keep up
Oh, yeah.
with all the new games out and try to review like every. Although we could Redbox them, I guess.
Yeah.
Not the PC
You know what?
version, but
People at home, whoever's listening, if you would like to be a part of the Acts of Geekery podcast, why don't you email us a little MP3, maybe 1 to 2 minutes long max, just talking about just a brief thing about a video game.
yeah, like a review of
a
a game that you
review,
just did.
or in MP3 would be preferable because we can import it easier. But we'll throw it at the end of the show. We can put some fun like music before it and after it, kind of thing. Kind of all that
Or
stuff.
we could do a whole separate deal and upload it onto YouTube if you want to send us a recorded edition and be part
Yeah.
of the Acts
Yeah.
of Geekery.
Absolutely. Either way, I mean, if you just have a quick review, and this is not just about games either. If you have a quick review about a movie you saw, a TV show, and everything,
Or you have a video response, like an opinion
Yeah.
on something that
we
we've
can
said.
post
or-
it to YouTube, or we can put it at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
We'd love to have user content coming in. I mean, we'll have to vet it all, of course.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna be one long F word. Sorry, guys. We're talking to you, Mormon friends.
Yeah, gosh, they're so
They're so darn.
they're so darn tootin' freaking swearers. Anyways, the game trailer is for a game called Elite Dangerous. It is an MMO. It is a space MMO. So you get a ship.
Spam-MMO.
Spam-MMO? Sure. You get a ship. You can upgrade that ship. You go around and do missions with that ship. Quests, I guess, would
You
be
buy
the equivalent.
fuel and
Yeah,
star
you have,
systems
you
and
have to buy
everything.
fuel at different star systems. You have to pick up cargo and ferry people around. Or if you want to go out and be a bounty hunter, you can go find other players that have bounties on them because they did something illegal in the game.
Wait,
and you can blow them up.
I've played this in tabletop form. It's called Traveler,
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same thing. You can
which is cool, except
Yeah.
for Traveler, you can actually get out of your ship.
yeah. So right now, they're releasing it on the 16th or the 17th of December, full game, so that you can play
Yeah.
at least full game up to what they have. It was started
Wow.
on Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and so I think this is like one of the most popular Kickstarter games I've
Yeah.
seen come out. Most others they
So-
kind of flounder and they don't really go anywhere.
Or they're currently in production, and we'll see
Right.
them in a couple years.
yeah. So
When did you say this is coming out?
in like 4 days, 3 days.
For anybody?
Yeah, for everyone. It's on PC.
Okay.
It's not a console game. It's on PC.
That's fine.
I'll probably end up picking it up because it looks like a lot of fun. There's a lot of dogfighting.
you should record some videos of it.
Yeah, I could do that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space dogfighting going on.
Cool.
They released a trailer that kind of shows you a little bit of. There's a lot of stuff in there. Most people focus on just the action, but there's a lot of sub stuff that you don't see or that you barely pick up on.
Yeah.
So I showed you the trailer.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was really cool. It kind of just looked like an opening cinematic trailer. You get to see some cool dogfighting around like an asteroid and then around a space station. around Earth. I noticed.
Nope, it's not Earth.
That's not
Nope.
Earth.
It's another planet that's got water and
Cool.
vegetation on
They
it.
look like Earth, so.
No, Earth is actually far away from where you start.
Oh, but you can go there.
You can. It takes a while, but you can. That's kind of a cool goal. A lot of people have been doing is like what can they do to their ship to be able to have enough fuel to get to Earth, to the Sol system.
Oh, wow.
Because it's set in 3140, I believe,
Which
is the time.
we've expanded to
frame?
most of the galaxy, right?
Oh yeah, we can travel the whole galaxy.
And from what I understand is that every star in in our galaxy, the Milky Way, right? We're in the Milky Way
Yes,
galaxy?
we're in the Milky Way.
I'm just making sure. I don't know science as well as you do. Is flyable too.
Yes.
And is in the exact place as it's supposed to be.
So every star we have currently cataloged, which I think there's 160,000 stars we've currently cataloged. That's nothing though. That's
I know,
our tiny little bubble.
that's even more wow, Scott.
Okay.
That doesn't decrease the wow.
So the game is expansive to the whole galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we currently know of in space that we have cataloged, we've discovered, is in the game in the right position, in the right spot, the right amount of light years away. The right size of star, the right temperature of star. If there are any planetary bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They are put in there. They also said that as things get more discovered, they will go into the game and change them so it's more realistic.
Oh, wow.
So they want it to be as real as possible.
Okay.
So that means one downside to that, which a lot of people have commented on, is the game is so huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are literally our closest star from Earth, Proxima Centauri, 4.7 light years away. If you were to travel at average speeds, it would take you 1,000 real-time in-game years.
Mm-hmm.
So they bend science a little bit. They've created a hyperdrive and stuff, so you can jump between them. They've created a thing called Super Cruise, which takes you out of normal space into kind of another level of space.
You can travel faster.
You can travel way faster between planets. Otherwise, it would take 10 months to get from here to Mars, type of a thing. So, but it's cool that. And every star that isn't cataloged is procedurally generated. So when you discover it, as you come into the system, the game automatically just creates one and adds it to the database of stars discovered. And there are billions. There's about 200 billion that need to be discovered.
Wow, very cool.
So you've got a lot of discovery to do.
So no matter what point you jump in at the game, you can still discover something new.
Absolutely. And it's all, since it's an MMO, it's all contained on their server. So if you discover something, you stake your claim to it and name it your system.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure they will be vetting names for systems.
Sorry,
Otherwise,
you can't call this Penis Lord system, please.
Yeah. And you can do all that, and anyone else can come visit it and stuff like that, which is really cool.
Cool.
But the trailer's fun. It shows a lot of dogfighting. It shows a bunch of ships mining an asteroid together because there's co-op play.
Yeah.
Eventually in the game, there's going to be you can get out of your spaceship and onto the space stations and walk around the space stations,
which are like full-on cities in their own right.
They're huge. They're huge, and you should be able to do all that. Visit towns and shops, and
make your own restaurant.
Make your own. Yeah, you can make your own.
You
shop.
said that, and I was kind of like, I could just be a shopkeeper and deal.
You could be a chef. You could be your Coramius character.
Yes.
Space Coramius.
Actually, there's only one character that I might be if it were in space there, and that's my traveler character.
Yep.
The mole.
The mole. So, Elite Dangerous looks like fun.
You've been super psyched about it.
Probably going to pick it up.
You're probably going to suck in your life for the next couple
Maybe.
months.
Maybe. I mean, I was super psyched about like Space Engineers. I still like it, but it's not a game that I get sucked into to play all the time.
We're not big gamers.
Yeah. I think we kind of need to be. That's where all the money is. Yeah. That's where all that YouTube money is.
Yeah, that's where all that YouTube money goes.
But it looks fun. I will post a link to that as well. So the next couple trailers are all movie trailers.
Movies.
So I showed you Mad Max, the new trailer.
And
Fury Road.
I was incredibly interested and confused.
So we've got
looks
a lot.
like
we've
a
got
ballet almost. I want to that's what it felt like with the music they had
you're
going
right.
on. It felt like it was like a ballet or an opera, a post-apocalyptic like rock opera or something like that.
I don't see a problem with that.
Neither do I.
I really don't.
It confused me as well. Like,
it looks nuts.
yeah,
but in a good way.
literally, like,
Yeah,
crazy.
Earth is running out of water.
People are worshiping cars.
Well, they just use cars a lot because everything they can drive anywhere now. Mm-hmm. It's not one of those things where you have to drive somewhere and get on a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hardly any water left, so you can drive anywhere. So water is a precious commodity. So's oil and gasoline. Mm-hmm. So obviously there are whole cities built around like refineries and oil wells and things like that. And there's all kinds of crazy hitmen or madmen on the road that want to kill you and take your water and take your oil and take your car. And
So that, as far as I know in the Mad Max movies, because I haven't seen them, we haven't ever seen like a city or anything, right?
I don't know. I've never seen them.
Because that would be super cool for them to be traveling and they like come across a city where they have to refuel and they have to stay on the outskirts because the city doesn't trust them and everything like that. But that's just something we haven't seen. So if they throw that in there, that's pretty cool. They get into a huge tornado at one point, which is crazy.
It's not even a tornado. It's like a giant dust storm.
Yeah,
with
that
massive
picks up
winds.
cars and
it picks up whole cars and chucks them around and stuff.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of crazy fun. It'll probably be like horrible acting and a lot of weird, crazy actors doing goofy stuff on screen because that's
Nicolas Cage is like, why am I not in this movie?
Yeah, no kidding. So that was that one. And you showed me one. You pointed out one to me.
Yeah,
Insurgent.
Yeah, so
the new one,
the Divergent
one.
series.
Yeah,
which is Hunger Games, but not Hunger Games.
The premise I think is totally different.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's
you
just
get picked. You get when you're born. You get.
No, it's not when you're born. When you're a certain age,
that's
you
right,
go
you get tested.
take a test, and you get put into.
They assign your job to you, basically.
Yeah. But they don't is the thing. Like in the movie, they have them pick at the end of it, but they have like an aptitude test that.
But that's like that's good. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never read the
neither
books.
have I.
But Insurgent looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like a completely different spin than the last movie. Like a Divergent, we've seen clips of it and everything, and
Divergent kind of had it looked like a love story to me.
Yeah,
and that kind of bugged me.
This one looks like it's full on action.
Yeah, like in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
If they had played up the Hunger Games to be a big love story, I'd be like, I don't really want to watch this.
Yeah.
But then they actually played it up being a bunch of crazy kids killing each other in an arena.
Like, okay.
I mean, that tells you something about our personalities. We have this morbid curiosity to see this kind of crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. But Insurgent looks like there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of guerrilla warfare. There's a lot of.
There's a mystery box.
That's true.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
The last note that I had on here was movie companies must hate when authors name their movie something or name their book something different
than
like
the previous
Hunger
one.
Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay. Because the movie company is like, people aren't going to know that Catching Fire is part of the Hunger Games trilogy unless we do Hunger Games, Catching Fire, That's why it's called the Divergent series. Insurgent. But that's what authors do things, because the people who read their books really make sure they know what the books are called so they can do things like Divergent, Insurgent,
Game of Thrones.
Convergent.
Perfect example.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
His books aren't called the Game of Thrones.
No.
They're not even called the Storm of Swords series or whatever, right?
A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah,
is
Song
the
of Ice and
series.
Fire. That's right.
Yeah.
That's a series, but it doesn't say A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones.
No.
It just says Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Then the next book is like A Storm of Swords. Or I mean, I'm going to get... If someone's listening that loves this, they're gonna kick my butt because I don't know them.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's you're right.
I think
exactly
the
right.
Storm of Swords is the second one.
The second one? Yeah. I don't know what the third one is. Joffrey becomes king and becomes a dig.
Spoilers. Like you didn't know that was gonna happen,
right? Right.
All right.
So Mad Max, Insurgent, Kingsman, Secret Service.
Now, you were not excited for
No.
Kingsman Secret Service.
Not at all.
We saw the trailer in the theater a couple times. I was like, yeah, this is like a funnier James Bond based on a comic book, graphic novel.
Which I found out.
Casey's interested
I
in
found
it
out
too.
after. I didn't know it was based off a graphic novel. Not that makes me want to see it instantly, but generally I'm like, awesome, because if a graphic novel is good and is done good,
Yeah. Then the movie gets
movie
made about
makers have an easy time because guess what? The whole story is already done, and all the scenes are already done for you.
You just have to copy it.
Just cut the comic up and put it up on your board, your storyboard, and there it is. Boom, there's your movie. So I was not very excited.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I just didn't really.
It didn't really grab you.
I think it was because of the British stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not super into British movies and things like
Bond
that.
movie.
It's like, yeah.
Which we didn't announce on the podcast, but there is going to be a new Bond movie called Spectre coming out.
Oh, okay.
We may have announced on the podcast, but
I do like Daniel Craig as
Yeah.
Bond. I do. It like Pierce Brosnan, meh.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Connery, meh. But this new Red Band trailer,
which is for those of you who don't know, a Red Band trailer is the adult version.
Yeah.
with full on F
With
words,
all the swears.
and the blood and the gore and the sex and the violence and everything. Everything that's going to be in the movie, but they don't want to tell you is going to be in the movie.
yeah,
That's what
they
Red
won't
Band
show you
trailer
on
is. Yeah.
TV. Yeah, and that's not what convinced me. It just showed so much more of the
plot
concept
and-
of it, and maybe not even the plot because I don't really know too. I mean, I know that there's a bad guy, which is
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah.
with a lisp is hilarious.
Yeah, from the first trailer, he didn't look like he was the bad guy.
No,
He looked like he was like a consultant or something like that.
Yeah, so I got done with that, and what did I say? I was like, "Yep, I'm convinced."
All right, I'm in.
All right,
convinced.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll go see it. Looks good.
Favorite line is if I save the world and free you, will you give me a kiss? And she's like, if you save the world, I'll do more than that. And he's like, I'll be back in a second.
Yep. Inside Out,
Yes.
the Pixar movie coming out
next year.
where and this is crazy because I thought this was only going to be the girl.
Yeah,
the
in
teenage girl.
the teenage girl's head, her different emotions.
Her different
fighting.
emotions fighting each other to take control and be the boss of whatever. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
in this trailer, it's her mom and her dad sitting at a table eating dinner, and her mom asks her, "How was your day?" And she goes, "It's fine, I guess. I don't know." And and it zooms into the mom's head, and the emotions are like, "Did you catch that? Yep. We all caught that. Yep. Something's wrong. We got to find out what's going on."
Signal the husband.
Signal the husband, and so then the wife goes, and then in the husband's head,
He's watching soccer.
he's watching soccer.
And all
They're
of his-
all of his emotions are watching soccer, and then also he's like, "Oh, the wife's signaling us. What did she say?
No one was paying attention, sir.
Is it time to take out the garbage? Did we forget to clean out the garage?"
What is it, woman? What do you want?
So it's really funny. I've watched it we've seen 4 times
Yeah,
now.
3 or 4 times, and
and
every time we're just like,
it looks great.
yeah.
I hope that Pixar can pull it off. I hope it's awesome.
And then they have another one coming out next year, which is Finding Dory.
Oh,
Just
okay.
FYI.
So,
and I was going to
Nemo-
throw this into the news, but I was kind of like, I'm not sure if it's
They
really
haven't released
geeky.
a trailer though yet
No,
for it.
They did release a little bit of a plot synopsis though.
Okay.
Dory, she originally came from a college or like a research center in California. Like, I can't remember exactly where, but when she's on a field trip, you can open it. Just open yeah, there you go. That's the best part of the podcast is listening to us open cans.
I've never done it. Open cans of geek.
Yeah.
Geek whoop.
Whoop geek. But apparently she gets like a flashback in her memory of her family, and she has to go and she gets to go find them and
okay.
everything. So the majority of it's going to be taking place like in the Marine Biology Center or whatever, which is going to be fun. So, but anyway, Inside Out 2 or second trailer, sorry, not Inside Out 2.
Inside Out trailer 2.
Yep,
It looks funny. It looks great.
looks great.
Yep. So that's it for trailers. I didn't see anything
Yeah,
else.
no.
The only other movie we're gonna watch is Five Armies, Battle of the Five
Yep,
Armies.
Battle of the Five Armies is the last one we're going to watch this year.
Yeah, and there's not. Is there anything else for December?
I don't think so. We
I
can
don't
look
think
it
so
up
either.
We can
Yeah.
look it up while everybody's listening to the clip for our topic.
What are you doing on our station's turf, Burgundy? You're about to get a serious beatdown.
I will smash your face into a car windshield and then take your mother, Dorothy Mantooth, out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint! You understand me? Dorothy Mantooth is a saint!
Hey, leave the mothers out of this, all right?
Well, hang on. It's Brother Corey here to tell you a little bit about what's going on. We are about to get super spoiler on Constantine, Gotham, Arrow, Flash, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you haven't watched those all the way through and you want to avoid spoilers, I would skip ahead about 30 minutes and you can go ahead and get into the picks of the week. Otherwise, go ahead and keep on listening. Geez, Scott, where'd you get that clip? The toilet store?
Well, I love Lamp.
Okay, all right. That's a good movie. We need to watch that again.
The second one was funny too.
Yeah, actually it was. So it is our topic of the week, which means it's time to talk about our mid-season finale reviews because they can cut in the middle.
Mids what now?
So this is a thing that people are doing nowadays, apparently.
People
as in companies. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Where they're taking their TV show and they're cutting it in two and having a mid-season.
Into what? A star?
Oh
a
my
square,
gosh. This is going to be an uphill battle with you, isn't it?
Come on, you got to remember.
It's a metaphor, Scott.
You got to remember.
It's going to go right over your head.
You have to remember, when we talk to each other, I can go, did you see the... And you can go, yeah, that was great. Did you see that? And I go, yeah, that's awesome, huh? Yeah. And then when they did the, that's how our conversations go. But we can't do that on this podcast. We gotta explain for people.
But people aren't so stupid as to know that I'm saying into instead of in two.
That's true. I am giving you crap for that. Mid-season breaks.
Yes.
Finale.
Yeah.
Mid-season
So
finales.
it's basically a cliffhanger at the end of
and why,
right before the winter
Why
break.
do they do this?
Because nobody watches TV during winter, during like Christmas and all that.
That's weird because winter is when I watch TV the most.
Yeah, I know. They break for whatever reason right before Christmas so that people can be with family and everything. I guess they just think that the ratings are going to drop because people won't have enough time.
I mean, I can kind of see the reason, but, well, and a couple of them are coming back in January, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm fine with a, 3-week, 4-week break. That's fine. But when they say, oh, we're not coming back until March,
and we'll get to that because there's a reason. There's a couple of reasons that I have that they're coming, that one show, which we'll get to later, is coming back in March. But we're going to talk about all 5 of the TV shows, the geek TV shows that have come out this season. And we're gonna run them down from our 5th favorite to our number 1 favorite show, at least the first half.
And me and Corey are in complete agreement about this. At first we were
a little
totally opposite or
swapped.
totally swapped, except for our top favorite. But now we're all pretty much exactly the same.
The geeks have aligned.
Yes, yes.
Which means I think it means that the prison to the Titans is open once again, and Hades can get them out to go attack
And the
Zeus.
Infinity Gauntlet is fully charged
as
well.
Titans versus Thanos. Wait, Thanos is from Titan. Never mind.
But he's a mad Titan.
Yeah, that's true. All right, enough of this jibber jabber. Let's talk about number 5, Constantine.
Yeah, Constantine. Now, just because it's our least favorite doesn't mean
we
it's
don't
bad.
like it. Yeah,
it's just out of all 5, if you were to give me an option of all 5, this is the one I'd pick to watch the very last.
Yeah,
which is kind of what happens. We record them all on our DVR.
We haven't even seen the last 3 episodes.
We record them on our DVR, and we'll end up picking a day, and we'll be like, oh, Thursday, we're going to go sit down and watch a bunch of shows. And then we have all 5 of them, and then we pick them usually in the order that we have laid out here.
Yep, exactly.
And Constantine usually gets the last, and the reason why we haven't caught up with it is because we run out of time before we get to watch it.
Yep. I still enjoy the series. The guy that they got to play Constantine is great.
Yes, he does a fantastic job, and I could see him playing Constantine in a full movie too, or in like a Justice League Dark movie or something like that.
Yeah, none of the characters really bother me like they bother you.
I do have some issues with
except for the girl in the first episode, but she left.
Yeah, she's gone. So Constantine's great. His like partner in crime, Chaz. He's hilarious because
I want to know why he can regenerate.
Yeah, he can. He's immortal. He can die, but then he heals back up and wakes back up.
Yeah,
probably like an hour later or so. So in the first episode, he gets stabbed through the back
with like a telephone wire.
With a telephone wire. in like the 4th episode, he gets stabbed by a ghost wielding like scissors, like some crazy model,
like fabric scissors.
Yeah. And then he wakes back up right in front of the police as well.
And he's like, it's okay. I think I just hit my head. And his wounds on his stomach are healing while he's saying this. Yeah. And he's like, do you guys have a spare shirt I can borrow?
And Chaz is pretty cool. And I heard an interview that he did on Radio from Hell.
X96, which is a local station.
Here. They do have an online presence, though.
Yeah.
And he did an interview, and he says it's a lot of fun being able to be killed off in any episode, but still be able to come back.
Yeah, being able to be killed off in creative ways, too.
The other main character is a girl named Zed.
Which we have a theory that she might be Zatanna.
And that's our theory, and my hope is that's not true.
Because you don't like her.
I don't like her.
You just don't like the fact that she can't pick her accent.
Yeah, she's a Spanish American actress, originally from Spain, or from somewhere that speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And I think it was Spain. I think we looked it up. It was Spain.
I don't know.
But anyways, she's trying to cover up her accent and fails.
Sometimes it shows through, and
Yeah.
it sounds weird. But anyway, she's got, like, she can see visions and everything like that.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, the only thing that bothers me is the accent stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just because when I have to listen to her, I'm like, I just heard. Yep.
Yep.
And I don't care that she has a Spanish accent. It doesn't bother me.
It's just the inconsistency bothers you.
Pick one.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pick an actress, have her stick with what she can do.
Yep.
You know.
There's some cool Easter eggs in there.
Yeah.
You got to see Naboo's helmet in the first episode.
The helmet of Dr. Fate.
The House of Mystery is prevalent in the series.
Yep. I
which is
hope it becomes more like the Real House of Mystery, where it travels through
space and time.
Yeah. Well, not time actually. It's just
space.
Yeah, it can travel. It can go through dimensions.
I think they're holding off on that because they don't want to seem like Doctor Who.
True.
Because then it'd be like, oh, here's your shack. Oh, it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah,
Weird.
Didn't like Professor 13 show up in an episode?
I don't think that was.
But Papa Midnight.
Papa Midnight's been in there. They have
2 episodes so
Jim
far.
Corrigan,
Jim
the Spectre.
Mm-hmm. That was cool. We both geek squeed.
Yep. We had some geek palpitations.
Yep, we had some geek palpitations.
But I'm still okay with it, and it didn't get picked up for a full season run, but the midseason finale had a 25% increase in ratings.
Cool.
So 25% more people.
Cool.
More Nielsen families are watching it, which is cool, and I hope that it continues. It's a nice little horror genre superhero
which
thing.
is probably why I like it least.
Yeah, you're right. That would make sense.
I don't mind the mystical and the magic and stuff. It's when Constantine's like all horror.
Yeah.
It seems like it's not a lot of like Shazam, the character.
Yeah,
and Dr. Fate. They do things and they do magic against demons and things,
but he's more about the shock value and everything that you don't like.
The blood and possessions and things like that, which is not really up my alley. I've never really liked that kind of stuff. And so that's for me, I think the reason why it gets the lowest on the list, because the show is not bad. We watch it and we enjoy watching it, but it's just one of those shows where we see it on the list of ones to watch and we're like, let's watch something else instead.
So do you want to give these geek cards?
No, I mean, we've already got them rated.
Yeah, okay.
So this would be like 1 out of 5 geek cards. Yeah.
Well, no. Again, it's not like we don't like it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. We can if we want.
Whatever. We'll move on. Yeah. Number 4, Gotham.
Gotham
started out really strong for me. The first couple episodes were really cool.
And see, I was opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't nearly into it as I am now.
It petered off, though. They started doing the same procedural thing that I really don't enjoy in my TV. I don't watch CSI or anything like that.
NCIS or any of these other cop shows.
The only reason I like Castle is because Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Like, there's really nothing different other than, Nathan Fillion about that show. But then they got into the point, halfway through the mid-season, they had their own little, like, quarter season finale where Jim Gordon's being hunted by Zaz and the Falcone family and everything like that.
Yeah, and that we watched that and we went, holy crap, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. And from there, it actually just kept getting better and better. There's a lot more intricacies.
Wasn't there an issue with them getting a full season?
No. They got their full season.
Okay, they did. Yep. All right. But I thought they got a short season instead of a 22 or 20
Nope, you're
episode.
You're thinking Constantine.
Okay.
Yeah. Constantine's the only one that has like a 13-episode run.
The only reason Gotham scores number 4 on our list is just because the other 3 just edge it out. And it has nothing to do with, I think it's a great show.
And there's no Batman.
Yeah. That is one thing that's been bugging us the most.
We've talked about that before.
Nope, no Batman. There needs to be a season of Gordon and stuff kind of taking over and making the police force not so corrupt and changing the way that Gotham is run by the police or at least is protected by the police, and throw in a little bit of Kid Bruce Wayne.
And then season 2 comes around, and it's Batman Year 1.
Yeah, it's Batman Year 1. Yep. It's 10 years later. The kid's now, 26 or, however old he's, 25.
Gotham is still kind of corrupt, but Gordon's fighting it.
Yep.
And you can still focus on Gordon and then just throw Batman in there as like a secondary character who comes in and does stuff,
Yeah. And that would be cool. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Though it'll be all pretty much they'll milk Gordon for as long as possible, and they'll throw in young Bruce, and they'll throw in Selena Kyle and Ivy, and all these different characters, just enough to kind of like keep you interested.
Yeah, but not give you what you want,
but not give you exactly what you want.
That kind of sounds like Fox's MO.
I guess.
The mid-season finale for that one though, where he's oh man, that's just so good. Oh, we put the spoiler thing at the beginning, right?
Yeah, we did.
Where he's the Arkham City or the Arkham Asylum guard now.
That's right.
Because he gets fired.
Yeah. He stops being a cop and becomes...
because he says doesn't he say like kiss my ass to the mayor or something like that?
Yeah, he does. But he says it in his Jim Gordon, kiss my ass.
And then he gets fired and
he gets
sent
fired
to Arkham.
because of Arkham City guard. And so, it's good.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
After the other 3 that we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, so number 3 might surprise people because, we kind of went back and forth on our number 3 and number 2 a lot. But
And they are so close that any one great thing from one to the other could either make it rise or drop.
And I think that's what happened, is we had a great thing from our number 2, so it became our number 2.
Yes.
At the midseason. Number 3, Arrow.
What was our number 2?
Yep.
For a little while, it was our second favorite.
Because it's been established a lot more, and they're doing really good work with it. They're throwing in great Easter eggs all the time with Arrow.
And we're hating Laurel less and less.
Yep, a little bit less and less. I think that's my biggest problem with the series.
No.
Is Laurel?
Thea?
Oh, yeah, Thea, that whole storyline.
Yeah, the whole Thea chooses a DJ and falls in love. Who cares? No one cares. No one cares.
No.
Not even Thea herself cares. That's how irrelevant to the story it is.
Exactly.
It's like, oh crap, we're 3 minutes short.
And they're getting...
Let's do a scene with Thea and finding a DJ for a club.
They're getting less and less about all that and everything.
Although, when Thea fought the Arrow after he broke into her apartment, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. That was in the mid-season finale.
Which is awesome because she doesn't know that Arrow is Oliver, but he knows Thea's Thea, obviously. And so he gets to see this happen, and he's like, holy crap, what the heck?
Almost kicked my ass there.
What the heck hit, what happened to her in Quarter Maltese? And
it's just Ray Palmer's been really cool in it. I'm glad we talked about Brandon Ruth earlier. I'm glad
we get to see the Atom exosuit that he's making, and he wants to miniaturize all the technology from Queen Consolidated
weaponry and everything.
Just technology in general, and miniaturize it and put it into a suit.
Yes,
and I can't remember what he called it.
OMEC was what it was originally called.
And then he renamed it to Atom.
ATOM.
But I don't know what the acronym stands for.
Technological Offensive Machine or something. Something Technological Offensive Machine or
But that was an awesome thing, and he asks Felicity to help her.
And she's like, why does this keep happening to me?
But we find out why. We get to find out why his wife or his fiance and him were in Starling City.
Yep. During the
Mirakuru. Yeah, the Mirakuru attack. And his wife got her neck broken in front of him, and he couldn't help. I mean,
he was crippled.
He was crippled. They broke his leg. And so he wants to be able to stand up to stuff like that. Yeah. And so you get to see his motivation for it, which I think is really cool.
He takes a totally different route than Oliver Queen does with his... Like, Oliver Queen wants revenge, and he gets all serious and everything. And Ray Palmer is kind of still this normal, happy... Well, I mean, not normal, he's a billionaire. But he's kind of a happy guy. And yes, he's got this dark side to him, but he's not letting it overtake him.
Yeah.
And
since we already have a spoiler tag at the beginning, if you're listening to this, it's your own fault.
Sorry, Adam, if you're listening.
Adam, because I hope he's caught up by the time he's got this far.
Yep.
Arrow, Oliver Queen, gets to fight Ra's al Ghul on a mountaintop.
Yep.
In snowy weather.
And this is the finale.
And this shocked all of us, actually. Yeah. I expected him to beat Ra's al Ghul.
Or I expected him to at least beat him well enough that the fight ended.
Yeah.
But no.
Nope.
He gets his butt handed to him.
Yeah.
And then he gets stabbed through the chest.
Yes, with a sword.
And dies.
And then kicked off a mountain by Ra's al Ghul.
Yep. And presumably dies.
Presumably dead. Right.
Now,
but has anyone ever heard of a Lazarus pit before?
Yeah, come on. So here's what I think is going to happen. The rest of the season, they're going to play it as Stephen Amell's dead.
Yeah,
his character's dead,
and it'll be Red Arrow.
Yep.
Or Arsenal
taking up the mantle and doing what he can to help out and everything.
Yep. And maybe we'll get more Laurel being Black Canary.
Mm-hmm.
Not just not Canary, obviously, because
she's dead. We can spoil that. We did the spoiler thing.
Tag.
So.
And maybe more Adam.
Yes.
You get to see the Adam part of it.
Exactly.
Which would be awesome.
Like Felicity will be like, "Oh, it sucks that Oliver died, but at least it came at an opportune time."
Here's my prediction.
Okay.
My prediction is we'll do all that. Last episode, you will find out that Oliver comes back, but he's brainwashed by the League of Assassins.
Yeah, and they have to take him down.
They have to fight him or something. Yeah, you'll get that storyline.
Yep.
But the series is great. It started off in season 1 kind of meh.
Yeah.
But we powered through it, and we recommend
better.
everyone else power through it, and it gets awesome. Yep. Season 2 was fantastic, and season 3 even better.
Yep. Another show, speaking of shows that started off bad and continue to rise, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
Our number 2.
Our number 2.
Mostly because of the last episode. This season has seen a huge switch.
No, I would say
S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm going to say it's entirely because of the mid-season finale is why it bumped up to number 2 for me.
I think if it wouldn't have happened, you and I would have a problem with because it's always been number 2 for me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. You can have your Arrow. I'll take Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're no longer a huge country. What would that be? International spy operation. Thank you. I can't speak today.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is no longer S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
They've been shut down. They've been dismantled by Hydra.
Yep. And they're basically 10 people in a basement bunker
trying to rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. and to stop Hydra.
So good though. Lots of good storylines. You get to meet Sky's father, who is, and we can spoil this, Mr. Hyde.
Yep. That's his comic character.
Yeah, and he's crazy and super strong.
Her name is Daisy.
Daisy Johnson. A.K.A. Quake, one of the secret Avengers. And I really hope they continue with this secret Avenger storyline.
I think they will.
Now, here's the thing. This whole season has been teasing Inhumans.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
They've never said anything close to the word Inhuman or like special or whatever. Well, I guess they kind of say like special. But...
And then in the last episode, you get to see the Terrigen Mists. You get to see the Inhuman transformation.
Where they cocoon up and get their powers.
Super cool. And then it ends abruptly.
Your notes for this I can see on the screen here. Inhumans!
Yep, that's all I got.
Which is awesome because... We know Marvel can't do mutants.
Yep.
Because Fox owns them. So guess where they're going? They're going Inhumans. And you know what? In the comics, there's more Inhuman stuff coming out. There was a Terrigen bomb, which the Terrigen Mist is what activates your dormant DNA
and gives you your special
gives
power.
You your powers if you're a human that has those.
Yeah.
And Skye is one. And so is Reyna.
And she was something crazy looking.
She had claws and crazy spike hair spines coming out. So that's cool. Skye comes out of it looking normal, but finds out right away, which I thought this was so cool.
Because only fans will pick this up. Fans who know who she is.
Right away.
Because it looks like the temple is collapsing around everybody in this earthquake. It's her power.
Yeah, it's her power
She
activating.
has seismic powers.
But why I like it so much is the fact that it's not a 3-season buildup of her slowly learning.
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden something happens that, wait, that shouldn't have happened. How did it happen? I think it was you. I hate that kind of stuff where they just tease the powers a little bit. No, she fully came out of her cocoon
powers
and used
blazing.
them. And used them.
Yep.
And you could see it like, and this is props to the actress. You could see it in her face.
She was like, I'm doing this.
Holy crap! I have awesome seismic powers now. What the heck? That's cool.
Yep.
And you know what? And my cousin was watching through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before our cousin, I guess I should say. Not just mine. Our cousin,
you know what? You can claim him.
our cousin was watching through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was kind of talking to us a little bit about it. And he's like, I'm having trouble getting through it. I hate Skye so much. And I was like, yeah, so did we. And you know what? I don't hate her anymore.
She's gotten a lot
especially
better.
after what she did to Grant Ward.
Oh yeah.
He unties her.
Yeah, because in the first season he like totally betrayed the entire team.
Yeah. So he unties her and he's running towards the door.
And he's like, "Come on, let's."
He looks
get
around
out
the
of
door and she walks around the corner towards him and shoots him 4 times.
Yep.
Just bam, 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 bam. And
in the side, of course.
Yeah. And as he's collapsing to the ground, he kind of goes, "Why?" And she goes, "Never turn your back on the enemy," and walks away. And I was like,
"You're like." Damn,
like
girl.
She shot like way high on my opinion. I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. And now she's got powers, which
even better.
And you know what else makes me like her so much more?
What?
She's not Miss Marvel, or not Miss Marvel, not Captain Marvel.
Oh man, I have been teasing you with that for the past season.
Every time she would come on screen, Corey would be like, "Hey, look, it's Captain Marvel." And I'm like, "Shut up! It's not
her.
It's not her. It's not Carol Danvers."
Nope. So this is the show that we were talking about earlier that's coming back in March.
Yes.
And on the surface, that seems awful.
Yeah.
Like you're like, come on, seriously? But Peggy Carter, Agent Carter.
They are giving us, what, 12 episodes?
I think
10 episodes, 12 episodes?
10 or 12 episodes.
Of
Agent Carter.
Peggy
Starting...
What's it called? What's it called for sure?
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. That's right.
Starting January 6th. It's a 50s period piece. Casey's super excited about it. She loves this idea. And you'll get, I think it's like 6 to 12 episodes.
Yeah, we saw the trailer for it, and it shows how they're like, if you need someone, she's a one-woman army.
Yeah.
You know,
the
and she's
perfect man for the job is a woman.
And she's beating the crap out of all these guys and just doing this super cool, like, super spy stuff, starting S.H.I.E.L.D. up, which, it's awesome. And that's good.
You know what would be great?
And the other reason why they're doing this too is because that means that Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. can do their last half of their season
because this
and
first
end
half,
it when Avengers comes out.
Yep. Now, this first half has been right around with... sorry, I'm trying to think here. This first half had a complete story. Like, it is... That storyline from the first half of the show is ended.
Mostly
like there's
done.
a couple loose ends that they can tie up as they go through into the second part of the story, which is going to end up with their Ultron reveal.
Yes.
And which, by the way, I've been thinking about this a lot. That's the reason why they introduced Captain America Winter Soldier in May and released it, or not May, in April, so early, because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They wanted to tie it all in.
Yeah.
So,
because they did tie it in at the end of Captain America Winter Soldier. That's when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. collapsed on the TV show.
Exactly.
Which is so cool that they're tying these two universes together.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have one thing that's the S.H.I.E.L.D's still around in the TV show, guys.
Yeah. No, and then that's awesome that they're doing that, and bravo to ABC for funding it, or at least starting to fund. I'm sure they're making plenty of money on it now. Because I know the ratings keep going up for it and our number one show. And they keep beating out all these other different shows that people expected them to, not beat.
So let's go ahead and get into our number one show.
Yay!
Flash.
The Flash.
It
was called Flash, but it's starring The Flash.
The Flash. Was there ever any doubt, really?
No.
This show has been amazing. It took off, and it started running at 150 miles an hour, and it's only gotten better and faster.
Oh, my gosh. And the mid-season finale.
Oh, The Man in the Yellow Suit is the title of it.
Yes.
Which we've been building up to this whole Man in the Yellow Suit's the one who killed Barry's mother. He's another speedster, and he's faster than the Flash.
Way faster.
Yes.
Like, makes the Flash seem like he's standing still fast.
The Flash is a child compared to him.
The funny thing is for the longest time, we have... I just totally got a different idea.
What?
Okay, so...
There's a lot of theories about this, if it's what I think you're talking about.
Yeah. So the longest time, we have known in the comics who the Reverse Flash is. The Reverse Flash kills his mother.
There's actually been 2 Reverse Flashes.
Okay.
I did see this. So the first is the one who kills his mother, Eddie Thawne.
Eddie Thawne, yep.
Or it's spelled a little bit differently.
Thawne, actually.
Thawne?
It's Thawne.
Okay.
Yeah, Thawne.
Which is the cop.
Or Thane.
That Iris is dating in the TV show.
Yep.
Like, he's one of the main characters.
Yep.
And even in that episode, Eddie goes, why didn't the man in the yellow suit kill me? Like, he killed 6 other guys who were attacking him and then just pushed Eddie out of the way when a bullet started coming at the pair of them. So it was like, is it Eddie? Is it Eddie?
And then, okay, before I give you my theory, at the end of the episode, you see Harrison Wells
again
go into his braille room.
Yep, his braille room, not in his wheelchair.
He puts his hand on the wall, and the wall,
pulls back,
goes away.
The yellow suit,
and it's just a black suit until he puts on a ring with the flash lightning bolt. And he turns the ring in a thing. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
You didn't see that? He puts on a flash ring.
Okay.
Opens the door.
Okay. Well, I remember putting on the ring.
Right. And he put it in and turned it, and it changed from black to yellow. And red.
Oh wow.
And he goes and then he attaches the chronoton generator onto the suit. And he goes, Merry Christmas.
And he says it in the Reverse Flash voice.
Yeah, which that's the only thing that screws up my theory.
Yeah.
My theory is that Eddie Thawne is still the Reverse Flash.
The future Eddie Thawne.
The future Eddie Thawne. And Harrison Wells either was the first Reverse Flash or he built the suit and stuff for him.
So,
and when he activated the suit, it creates that energy field that made his voice go all warbly.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
All right.
I don't know for sure.
So here's the thing. The other Reverse Flash is a gentleman who is the Reverse Flash because he's a super fan of the Flashes and he thinks the Flash needs a nemesis.
Okay.
So Harrison Wells, kind of a super fan of the Flash, wants to keep him alive, could be the Reverse Flash in this kind of nemesis. I really want to believe that Harrison Wells isn't the Reverse Flash. The
Reverse Flash.
He's just helping him because it's the only way Barry will get fast enough to survive this crisis or whatever.
Yeah, whatever he needs. Because he goes and talks to the guy that steals the Flash's powers a couple episodes ago, or he tries to figure him out because for some reason he thinks that he needs to know how to do that, and I think that's to build the suit.
Yeah, maybe
the suit is what gives him the powers, or he can steal the powers and copy them somehow.
So it's really interesting. This is the mid-season finale that leaves the most questions, and you're just kind of like, ooh, why would you do that? But the
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finale didn't leave a lot of questions because it kind of wrapped everything up, but it was like awesome. It revealed a bunch of cool things, not necessarily stuff that's really like, oh, what's going to happen? It's just more like, finally, powers.
Yeah.
Powers on the show, not just gadgets.
Yay.
But the Flash reveals who is that? Why did he do this? Where did he come from? Who's the actual Reverse Flash?
Here's the
Why
thing.
isn't the Flash fast enough? Like, oh my gosh, so much.
So here's the thing, though, I think Wells is just working with the Reverse Flash, and I think it's what you're talking about, where it modulates the voice.
Yeah,
because
he would know
he gets beaten up by the Reverse Flash, which I know it's to throw him off the trail, and it could be Wells from the future coming back in time,
true.
But I don't quite think that's what it is. I think he agreed to help Eddie because he was trying to make the Flash faster,
From the future.
Yeah, Eddie from the future.
Yeah, because Wells is from the future, too.
I hate time travel so much. It's so confusing.
But I love that they're doing it. I love that Flash is taking that risk.
Yes.
Taking that time travel risk and doing all that, which is awesome.
Yeah. So there's our number one.
Yep.
It's been a great series from the start.
Watch Arrow season 1 and 2, then watch
Flash and Arrow. Side by side.
Yep.
Episode. Like it's intended to be watched.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Man, I really want. Now that makes me want to watch The Flash.
Like the first part of the season over again.
No, I mean I wish it was back already.
Yeah. Well, I get that.
Because Tuesday we're not going to have anything to watch.
I know. Well, we have Walking Dead that we haven't finished yet.
That's true.
For their mid-season, which they've been doing mid-seasons before everybody else. Before it was cool.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of Constantine to do.
Well, Game of Thrones has done the same kind of stuff.
They don't do a mid-season. They just do 10 episodes. Or however many episodes.
That's right.
I don't think it's 10 episodes.
I keep thinking we've missed it.
Yeah, no,
but no, it comes out in March again, I think. So,
Yep. Which seems a lot sooner than it usually has. So
no, it's always started in March.
Well, I mean, it just feels like this next season's coming a lot quicker than the last one did.
No, for me, it's slower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, then.
my perception of the time frame is, why hasn't it been out yet?
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our picks of the week.
That's crazier than I was thinking.
I tire of these geeks.
That's right. It's time for our picks of the week, where we talk about what we've been geeking out about this week.
Yeah. I'm going to go first, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
I think, because yours I have no idea what it's about, and I'm curious, more curious than mine, of course. My pick of the week is bad lip reading.
Okay. Continue.
Just people that can't do it.
Yeah.
They're just terrible. No, it's a YouTube channel called Bad Lip Reading, and they take clips from movies or...
Most notably, Hunger Games.
Yep. Twilight.
Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. They take clips from there and pieces of the show, and they dub over their own voices over the top of the actors and match it up with the way their lips move.
The people doing the voiceovers are watching it on mute, and they write down what they think the people are saying, and two hilarious results.
Oh my gosh. I showed them, you'd never seen them before, and I showed them to you, and we ended up watching like everything on their channel, all 60 videos.
Super hilarious.
In what, an hour or so? 45 minutes. And come across a couple things. They made a couple music videos out of it, which, they're hilarious. One of them's, it's called Carl Papa.
Please go look up Carl Papa. Even if you like The Walking Dead, or even if you don't like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, go look that up, because that's
super hilarious.
That's hilarious. But that's my pick of the week. It's funny. I keep watching it. We keep playing the Carl Papa music video over and over and over again.
Go give them a subscribe and post on their video that the Acts of Geekery podcast sent you.
Yes. All right, Corey, what is your pick of the week?
All right, so I have a confession to make with my pick of the week.
Okay.
Part of my love for Star Wars, like for the new trailer and everything, comes from this. I've never been too big of a Star Wars fan, but I've been listening to this podcast, and it is increasing my love of Star Wars.
I will tell you, our podcast is great, and it would increase your love of Star Wars if you listen to it more often. Not ours?
No.
Wait, you're promoting a podcast?
I know.
Not ours?
I know. It's like breaking one of the commandments or something.
That's okay, though. Maybe they'll listen to it, and they'll be like, hey, these guys mention us. They're super cool. You should check them out.
Yep. Now, this podcast is...
Hint,
yeah,
Corey's podcast.
Come on. This podcast is in their 10th episode, so you're still able to get it on the ground floor. It's an actual play
Hold on.
RPG.
Hold on. Let me clarify this. We have more episodes than someone else?
Yes.
We're not the newest person on the block anymore.
Right?
That's kind of actually...
Actually, I think after our second episode, we weren't the newest person on the block
kind
anymore.
Of mind-blowing, to be honest.
We're a little bit older than we think we are.
Okay,
but this one is called Campaign, the Campaign Podcast. Originally, these people did a podcast called One Shot Podcast, which they did different RPG systems like D&D or Traveler things. I don't think they did Traveler.
So they're not that new.
They're not. Well, this podcast is that new.
But they're not new to the podcast world.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They've been doing it for a couple of years. And they have 2 or 3 people in the Chicago area that super hilarious improvers that get together every week and do these one-shot campaigns. Well, now they've taken one of those one-shots, which they chose the Shadows of the Empire one-shot that they did, which is a Star Wars-based RPG.
Okay.
And they're creating a whole campaign of it where these 3 heroes are running around trying to... I think their current storyline is they have the plans for the Death Star. After doing the thing that killed many Bothans, they have the plans for the Death Star, and they are taking them to where they need to go, like rebel-wise. And
cool.
they're not really with the rebels. They have the plans, and they want to sell them to the rebels, kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to make money off war. Come on.
They are super hilarious together. They play off of each other really well, and the system promotes a lot of crazy, fun stuff to happen. Like, they have these things called light side points and dark side points, and what they do is they roll a certain number of dice, and they either come up light side or dark side at the start of the session. So they'll have a pool of like 6 light side points and 4 dark side points. Well, one of the characters goes, I want to do something really cool, so I'm going to spend a light side point to do it. And what they do is they flip it to a dark side point. so that the dark side has a little bit more influence on them. And then the game master can use dark side points to make story things happen against the players, kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the whole system has unique dice rolling, and it's all based not on numbers, but on success-failure stuff. So like you roll 3 dice and you get a certain number of successes on those dice, or a certain number of failures or advantages. Like you can fail but have an advantage in it. Like you fail, but that failure means you're harder to hit. Like, I try and look around, and as you're looking, you accidentally trip over a root because you failed, but that means that this shot is going to have a less of a shot to hit you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the reason why I love it so much is that it's super hilarious. The banter between all of them is amazing, and just the way that they interact, and they're not afraid to make the jokes that people are like, they can make this joke here, like this. They're not afraid to go blue, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So go check them out. Like I said,
they're completely red banned, I'm assuming.
They try and bleep out the F words towards like episode 5 or 6 because they're trying to get their players to use the Star Wars curse words rather.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they're kind of red banned, so be aware of that. But you can get in 10 episodes, not too hard to listen to. It's an easy system. I have no idea what the system is about, and by the second episode, I was like, okay, I kind of get where everything's going, what they mean, but with success and failure and things. So go check them out. Campaign Podcast. It's from the Peaches and Hot Sauce Network is what I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting combination. I kind of want to try it.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Like really
2 picks of the week. Peaches and Hot Sauce and Campaign Podcast.
Alrighty. Sweet.
Well, that's going to do it for the Acts of Geekery podcast. The other podcast that you should listen to every week.
The first one you should listen to.
Yep. And then you can...
Sorry, Campaign Podcast. Maybe fun and hilarious, but we got to tote us first.
Yeah, exactly. We come before everybody else.
Yep.
If you would like to submit something to the Acts of Geekery podcast, or if you just have a question or a comment, or if you want to tell us how bad we are, send an email to the Acts of Geekery podcast, or actsofgeekery@gmail.com.
You can also hit us up on Facebook.com/Acts of Geekery, and you can post a comment, send a private message, share something on our page that you want us to talk about, and we'll do that too.
I hear we have video links there too sometimes.
Sometimes we do.
All right.
Yes.
Well, if you can't find them there, you can go to youtube.com to the just type in Acts of Geekery and find our page. We've got everything up there, usually same day or next day.
Yeah, it's usually next day, sometimes a couple days. It all depends on how fast the internet feels like going.
Yeah.
And the last, one of the last, well, not the last, but we always have our Twitter account at Acts of Geekery.
Or using the hashtag Acts of Geekery.
Yep. And you can also find us on iTunes now.
Yay!
So go on there. Those get updated same day that it's posted on our Facebook page, and same day that we upload it. And I've actually been using it. You can use the podcast app if you're on iOS.
Just subscribe.
There's a couple good apps on Android that you can punch in the RSS feed from Podcast Garden that we upload to.
And leave us a review there, because the more reviews we get, the more featured we get on pages and everything.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, and those are all ACTS.
Not AXE.
Yep. Well, we're going to see you again next week for another... I think that's our Christmas episode next week, actually.
That will be our Christmas episode, yes.
And we got some fun stuff in the works coming for that. Keep an eye on the YouTube page. We might have some fun stuff coming up there. Maybe some Elite Dangerous stuff a little bit later.
Possibly.
And maybe some Hearthstone stuff, because Corey really wants to dive into the new expansion.
Yes, he does. He's been chomping at the bit to open those packs.
Well, I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the Brothers Geek.
Keep geeking out.
See ya. Why are you doing that? The ad is right there. We could have had a nice gap between the ad and the start of the show.
Sorry, there's something in my throat.
You're making dad sounds is what you're making.
It's going to take me 20 minutes to moisten my gums.
You realize we're putting like this at the end, right?
Yep, I do. It's okay. Can you not start with food in your mouth?
That's just not good radio etiquette. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I can't even do it. We'll do this again.
Okay.